Hey, what's up, Aurus? I'm trying to figure this out here. Okay, there we go. Full screen. The pain. I don't understand what this means. Oh, that's different than what it said earlier. Oh, what the hell? I think it said something about noids or something. This is so bizarre. Before God, your delusions can become reality. What delusions would you wish for? Huh? So this is supposed to be the, or this is the, first part of the trilogy that had Steins Gate in it, which I played, which I loved Steins Gate. But that was the second one of the series. Oops. Oh, what's this? This is the first one of the trilogy. They're all kind of based on the, it's called the science adventure, whatever series. They're all like heavily science based. It's kind of shocking to see us talk about God all of a sudden. Wait, where am I? Whoa. Like they have weapons? What is this? What's up, second base? What's up, Andy? Oh, Ryan content. Just don't delineate the bounds of what. This is complicated lyrics. Never seen delineated as a song lyric before. What the hell? Yeah, Steins Gate was great. It's one of my favorite. Whoa, yeah, it's supposed to be about a murder or something, this game. Like a murder mystery or something, or a serial killer or something. I don't know how everybody has these crazy weapons, though. And then Steins Gate was about time travel. And the third one, which I was gonna play, is called Robotics Nodes. That's about, like, mechs or something, or giant robots. All, like, very different things, but there's supposed to be some kind of crossover between the three of them. And they're all kind of written by the same people. Oh, there's the beginning part again. There's the noids you get. What does that mean? Right. Let me turn everything up here a little bit. No, it doesn't say about the noise. Saved.
視線が空から降ってくる。
What?
その瞳はいつも僕を見つめていて、眼差しは熱くて真っ黒な雨雲を突き抜けて、
It's supposed to have some crazy patch. It was 8 gigs. And it was like a fan-made, not fan-made, but like, you know, a patch to make it like the English translation better or something.
僕を見るな。
And it restored like, I mean, 8 gigs worth of stuff.
雨の
This is a
冷た
visual
さよ
novel.
り
8 gigs is like a lot.
背中を預けている瓦礫の冷たさのせいで、さっきから体の震えが止まらない。ひどく寒い。突き刺さってくる誰のものかもわからない天からの視線。それから逃げるように僕はわずかに首を持ち上げて周囲を見回す。そこにあるのは
Post-apocalypse?
崩壊した街。
The
そ
hell?
こにあるのは絶望。そこにあるのは死。そこにあるのは無。
Oh.
誰もいない。誰も動いていない。誰も生きていない。聞こえるのはただ降り続ける雨の音だけ。このまま全てを、生きているものも死んでいるものも全てを優しく包み込んで洗い流してしまうんだろうか。全部の出来事が単なる妄想だったらよかったんだけど、どうやらそうでもないらしい。
Awesome.
体が動かない。動かせるのはかろうじて首と瞳だけ。体が震えているけど、そんなのただの生理現象でしかない。僕の意志じゃない。僕は身を震わせたいなんて思ってない。僕の自由にならないなら、こんなの僕の体じゃない。あるいは生まれた時から僕は自由なんかじゃなかったかもしれない。心の保管してある場所なんて誰にもわからないんだ。
Just the intro for the game? It's fairly deep.
一体誰がこの体の中に僕の心があるって言い切れるんだ。でも、だったら僕はどこにいたんだろう。僕はここにいるのかな。僕はどこにもいないのかな。すべてが静止している壊れてしまった世界に、ふと死の雨以外の音が響く。無の中から浮かび上がってくるたった一つの湯。
What's up, dude?
君は誰？その肌が青白く見えるのは
She? With thin legs.
雨の冷たさに凍えているから？それとも君がもう死んでいるから？でも
Not Steins Gate. It's the one from before Steins Gate. Called the
そして
Chaos Head.
前髪で隠れそうになっている
It's like Chaos Head, then Steins Gate, and then Robotics Notes. I already played Steins Gate, so I should play this one before I get to Robotics Notes.
奥を見るな。 ひどく悲しそうにも見える。狂気じみているようにも見える。何も映していないようにも見える。もしも世界には僕と彼女の2人だけしかいなくて、こうしてお互いだけを永遠に見つめ合っていたら、僕の世界は彼女の瞳に映るものだけになるのかな。彼女の世界は僕の瞳に映るものだけになるのかな。彼女の瞳に映るものは僕。僕の瞳に映るものは彼女。そう考えると、世界は途端に矮小化する。不意に僕の耳に届くとてもきれいなノイズ。彼女はうなだれて両手を左右に広げる。まるであの雨雲の上へ向けて飛び立とうとするかのように。あるいはこの雨すべてを受け止めようとするかのように。
あなたを見つめ、
うなだれた彼女の表情は僕の位置からも伺い知ることができない。雨の薄幕の向こうで君はどんな顔をしている？
殺してあげる。
天使、乱舞する光の羽は僕を祝福しているのか、それとも、ああ、そうか。理解したよ。それで僕を殺してくれるんだね。ゆっくりと倒れている僕の前に彼女が膝をつく。いまだに彼女はうなだれたまま。僕の頭をそっと抱えてくる。僕を見てくれないことに僕はほっとしてただ身を委ねた。耳元でささやき、きれいなノイズ。でもよく聞こえない。暖かくて柔らかくて優しくて甘美な感触。それは麻酔のようで、不思議なことに体の震えがゆっくりと収まっていく。彼女のかすかな鼻息が僕の頬をくすぐる。とても甘い匂い。ふと胸に圧迫感を覚えた。彼女の持っていた大きな剣が僕の胸の皮膚を裂き、肉をえぐり、骨の間を縫い、ゆっくりと体の中に沈み込んできている。でも彼女のキスという麻酔にかけられてもう痛みを感じない。こんなにも優しく殺してくれるから、不意に切なくなって涙があふれそうになって、それをごまかすために彼女の頭越しに雨を落とし続けている鈍色の空を見上げた。空が滲んでいるのは雨のせい、涙のせい。もうあの視線も感じない。何もない薄れゆく意識の中で僕は空へと手を伸ばす。誰か教えて。僕たちのあの空はどこへ行ったんだろう。
Right? It's bizarre. Wow. Both with 190. What coincidence is this? Chiptune anime, yeah. I'm shocked there was that animated sequence in there. Yeah, it's got the theme songs and everything. I think this is one they didn't, like Steins Gate, they turned it into an anime. I don't know if they did for this one or not. A lot of people say this one couldn't really be turned into an anime. It's like really kind of crazy or something. A lot of people like this one more than Steins Gate. Although Steins Gate's still more popular for sure. I'm not even gonna try to think of that because I love Steins Gate so much. This, I mean, nothing could really top it. Everyone knows the game, yeah. Steins Gate, I'm just glad I watched it, you know, and played it that way I did when it was the game with the anime in it. Steins Gate Elite, they took the anime sequences and put them in the game. I kind of saw both now. Yeah, super mind-blowing. It's definitely one of my favorite. I mean, it's huge. One of my favorites of all time. One of the craziest stories. Some people, they say this is a really deep, kind of like crazy story too, though. And that, oh, already the beginning was insane. Oh no, it doesn't have talking anymore? Couldn't see the gaze what happened. Well, no. Can see even those watching me was strange. What happened to the talking? I never watched the Steins Gate anime. So that first one was just something else? Like I was being watched from some mysterious gaze. Look, was there anyone there? Oh no, I didn't realize. I thought it was going to be all talking the whole time. I thought it was fully voiced. They said someone was watching me. Maybe it was just for this part. You know, they left now. Some of the chills ran down my neck. Being too self-conscious? Oh no, I can't do this whole thing. Just have a fear of being watched. Oh no, how long is this? Jesus, God watching over me. I genuinely believed it too. An essay about it back then. This is... What? What was the tip? A bad case of Gunibio. Now, what was that tip thing? What did that mean? Just away from society for the rest of my life. It was just garbled messages now. Oh, that's the title of the essay. My chair going hoarsely as I leaned back. Oh, I uttered that towards the gloomy ceiling, irritated. Naturally, there was no response. In my room, I lived here alone. Bad for me, of course, there wasn't a single person here. I turned around. All 3D? The room was dim and cluttered, with various belongings stacked all the way to the ceiling. The only source of light in the room was the desk lamp near my PC. There weren't any windows, so the darkness should come as no surprise. You couldn't see outside, you couldn't even tell whether it was night or day. A lot of figures. This is my room now. Start speaking to the dark corners of my room.
僕の名前は西条匠。17歳。水明学園2年。と
No,
言
I'm
っ
in
て
high
も
school.
学校にはほとん
17.
ど行ってないけど。
Don't have his voice, not his thoughts.
まあそれでも勉強はできる方だよ。
Study from home. Oh,
定期テストはちゃんと受けてる。しかもそれなりに上位の点数を取ってるからね。頭はいいんだ。
Still, darkness was delusion fuel. After all, the unseen might as well be the unknown. The darkness, even if you knew it was impossible, you couldn't help but wonder if something might be there, lurking in the shadows. Damn it, this wasn't helping. It was only making my own creepy delusions worse. Why had to do this to myself? Get off the topic. Decided to keep monologuing.
僕は現在アウェイじゃなかった。渋谷で
Dude,
一
I
人暮
think
ら
in
しをして
English, but
る。
I speak in Japanese.
この紅会館ビルは父さんの経営するビル会社の管理下にあるんだけど。
It's company.
その屋上に設置されたコンテナハウスを格安で借りてるんだ。
What? I live in a shipping container on the roof? It's taking a downturn.
街の環境は最悪。僕が住んでる新船町は小さな坂が多いから疲れるし、すぐ近くにラブホ街もあ
I'm
る
in the
し。
Love Hotel district. Oh no. What did it say on the
ここが
MasterCard? It
秋葉な
said
ら
slave
最高だっ
something.
たのに。
MasterCard symbol. I'll go back up and see that. Kiba, yeah, that'd be Akihabara.
ほんと渋谷ってひどい街だ。円数で言うとディーンズバレーくらいひどい。
Dean's Valley? Wait, what? The name of this game? What's the name of the MMORPG? Basically my life. Name is Nightheart. Level 50 Paladin. Slave guard. I have a lot of money though. Ridiculous amount of experience. 1 trillion. Wait. 1 billion. Empire Sweeper Online. Dive into Base Lard. It's the world of ESO. Pretty much every day at this point. Sacrificing sleep is in the process, of course. Dean's Valley's region in ESO is full of annoying mobs. PvP in enabled region. Hit super hard, yet they couldn't even be bothered to drop any decent loot. Only idiots went there to grind. What's up, vampire? Every vet worth of shit will go to the forest of... Yikes. Laid instead. It was a much better place to grind, and it was right nearby. Of course, that was where I went.
というわけでドキュンと恋愛資本主義者が集まるこんな街は即刻滅ぶべきだ。
DQNs? How do I look this up? Can I click on it? Keep saying there's like some...
でもこの部屋の住み心地はまあまあ我慢できるレベル。
How do I look this stuff up? Oh, here we go. Ah. DQN's Dokyun. Interesting. 8th grade syndrome. Oh no. I have. I'm trapped when I'm 8. Wait, 8th grade? I might be older than that. I think I'm trapped when I'm 17. What is that? It's 4 years after that one. Alright. We gotta get out of this. Backspace? What the hell? That's an odd command or button to use.
PC とネット環境は最高水準クラスが揃ってるからね。
Ishii.
まあ学生にしては上等の基地じゃないかな。あ、だから僕はこの部屋のことをベースって呼んでる。
Color on my base. Always wasn't a single living creature in here except me. Realized how ridiculous I sounded talking to myself like this. I decided to stop introducing myself to whoever was watching me.
それにしても汚い部屋だな。
Kitanai. Nice. Room reeked of rot. I could feel the stagnating air crawling on my skin. Empty soda bottles and box lunches from the convenience store were scattered all over the floor with box lunches. Bento. Oh no! My bed is covered with piles and piles of eroge. Thanks that I was slept in the... My bed is covered in porn, so I can sleep on the couch instead. How do I... +18 video games since the late 80s on PC. What is this game? Scaring me here. I got kicked off from Twitch, am I?
片付けろよな。誰だよ散らかしっぱなしにしたのは。って僕か。
I'm not covering the... My camera isn't covering the text, is it? They're close. Got my little creepy laugh. Oh, it is. Oh, I am covering the text. I gotta move. Sorry about that. We're getting the kinks worked out here. I got my frustration on a plastic bottle lined by my foot. Why is the top of the... I mean, inside here looks kind of like walls and a ceiling. Yeah, for a shipping container. It's got like a... Well, the ceiling actually looks like it's made out of asbestos. And that's actually not good. But the walls look like they're made out of like soundproofing or something. That's that old asbestos popcorn ceiling they spent decades getting rid of. Oh, the ball ricocheted off the walls. I know that anyone lay a finger in my 100-ish waifus, daughters, and older sisters. Oh boy. This game just got creepy. These girls are my darling. Wait a minute. What's behind me there? Ignore those. Those are just figures behind me. They're not waifus, daughters, or older sisters. Trust me on this one. These girls are my darlings. Just look at them soothe my aching heart. Be sure to tidy the shelf once a week. Oh my god. It's the only place in the room I ever cleaned. I was always looking for the best ways to display their cuteness. I would constantly rotate and reposition them, trying to create the ultimate layout. Naturally, if I let them get dusty, the whole thing would be ruined. So I always made sure to clean them regularly. Why is one on the desk? Is she the main one? My wife from Matt Chapman, yeah. This is what gets us cancelled. Beat aside, really, I toss the bottle aside and turn back to my PC. Alright, can you can see enough of the figures behind me. Luckily the camera's small. You probably can't see them too closely. This room's big. They're far away. It's not a shipping container. Got my beloved PC enshrined to the back end of my room. Oh, here we go. Seiratan. Look at my current favorite anime, Blood Toon, the animation. Let's get to this. Oh, they have a lot of stuff. Tsundere. Magical girl. There's a manga, but that's anime. Now honorifics. An. Diminutive chan. These for fictional characters. We kind of mean to use for real people. San, kun, and chan. It's important. Alright, I can't have a... Moe means cute. Just have to check it at Moe pose and smile at me. We can't do this, check it every single time here. Seira Mei. I mean, what was his name again? Seira-tan. Looking longly into Seira-tan's eyes, I grabbed a bottle of Coke and took a sip. It was lukewarm, but I didn't care. What's happening? Is it nerd in my life? I back down and pop my hands onto the keyboard, just assuming that position made me feel relaxed. Character in ESO Nightheart, the Paladin. I've already leveled him to the max and reset twice. Oh, about Paladins. It's in ESO. Magic and Warrior, just like high resistance to the darkness attribute, but it cannot change his class to the specific requirement. Strongest class in ESO. Way is cute. Taku culture. I moed over her for an hour. What? But I have not heard. What does that mean? I don't want to know. Right now he was back to the max level 50. That's the highest rank he could reach on the official servers. ESO players far and wide knew me as Lightning Fast Nightheart. God. You're treating me like a god. So I had all the rare weapons, armor, and magic. Only 90%, 95% of the total rare items, but whatever, it's still work in progress. I haven't 100% of the game yet. Had so much gold to do with it. Well, aside from RMT, real money trading, I made a living off of. Oh no! I'm a Warcraft gold grinder? What's up, Chef Ralph? What kind of life is this? I grind Warcraft gold and live in a shipping container? I don't know about this game. This is depressing. No. Because the only we can go is up from here. Moe means just cute. I want to go back to that again. 6 fishing VODs, yeah. Moe. Moe. But it does also, but apparently also has a verb. Where was the verb part? Yeah, right there. I moed over her for like an hour. I don't know what that means. It's real, it's realistic. The RMT's real money trading. Yeah, it just means cute. It's kind of like more of like the culture actor, like, you know, instead of just actually meaning cute, like kawaii, it's kind of more like the culture that's associated with it. And more, it actually means more. I can't even possibly describe it because I hear that word, both those words used so many different ways. Aside from the ESO stuff, I'm perfectly different chatting online. All right. It was the social interaction I ever got, after all. Oh, God. I gave advice on the huge anonymous forum @channel. Those epic threads too, of course. 100 fans on FreePara at SNS I use. What do they describe SNS? I can't look at this every time. SNS is just like text, right? Social networking services. Respect, trust, all right here. Go to school. So much I didn't want to do it, and more that I had no reason to. I could study anything online. School's completely useless when you can get everything done from home. Well, I didn't attend every once in a while, or else I wouldn't earn enough credits to graduate. So I went to school as little as I possibly could. That was the smartest way for a student to live. Parents always nagged me about, you have parents and you live in a shipping container on a roof? To make things easier, I invented the minimum attendance chart. Nice. This I like. Wow. 2 days 1 week, 1 day another week, and 3 days that week, then 2 days a week, then 1 day. Man, this is a great schedule. Going to try, I only attended 2 to 3 times a week. The students would make fun of me for being an otaku freak. But as far as I'm concerned, they were the super ones for going to school every day. Maybe try thinking for yourself for once, dipshits. All in all, why is it in italics? All in all, my life here really isn't all that bad. Oh, whoops. I've been so busy thinking about the gays, and I was in the middle of chatting with Grim. Got here. It's on my desktop. Butterfly and... Grim was the handle of one of my ESO friends. All right, we know what all these words mean, right? Handle, come on. Talk to him all the time online, though I never met him IRL. Get a keen eye for useful information so I can generally rely on him to keep me in the loop. Sat back down, tapping out a response. New tip, LOL. Happened. Oh. Oh, I'm on the screen there. Might be. I didn't fall asleep. I just went out for a sec. LOL. Get enough sleep? You just stay up late doing the dirty with your GF? LOL. You know I'm not into 3D. Oh, man. You guy's a loser. Chat about... Why don't they explain what 3D means? That's actually something that's important. It means 3D means real women. Two of us chatted about all sorts of things. It was all anonymous. I wasn't comfortable with talking about pretty much anything. I was comfortable talking about pretty much everything. Never act like this IRL, obviously. All right, you like 2D. By 2D, you mean heh eroge? Happy 4th KM. Yeah, happy 4th to everyone in chat. Up with you and lewd shit. I think I was pouring delusions all the time. Just going on about girls in school swimsuits, and that becomes a tip. School swimsuits. This game's gonna get. I'm kicked off Twitch for this. What in the world? Okay, they actually make it seem not dirty. Laugh out loud. AAK is asleep at keyboard. Missed that. FK. I thought he just misspelled it. That was a badge of honor, apparently. Was. It. Definitely don't remember that. Anyway. Typing sounds same each time. If that's what we're talking about, then here's my take on it. School swimsuit plus glasses equals perfection. Oh my god. This is brutal, dude. What is going on with this game? I'm sure I can get behind this main character. No. Do we have to put it in a picture like this? Jesus Christ. What's happening? I can't push the button anymore. Stuck. Wait, I have to answer yes or no? Wait, how do I save? This Wait, do I? Am I supposed to be my guy or the other guy? Well, I don't understand this. I guess if I'm my guy. Ridiculous. Not a real school swimsuit unless there's a name tag on the chest. Oh man, it got even worse. The basic that's the problem with that bathing suit. It's the one they give to girls when you're in like school swimming class or whatever. What? What is up with this game? Really matters is the camel toe. All right. Where are we going with this game? Where are we going? What is happening here? Swimsuit glasses combo should be the default. Name tag just for show. The brass doesn't understand things like that. You should be able to see the camel toe, bro. That's the best part. Slow down, man. You like girls with glasses? That's your type? Now they just pair well with swimsuits. We've just gone on a stream's taking a dark turn. Let's just say that. This game's a psyop, yeah. Usually you take your glasses off for swimming, right? Yeah, wait a minute. Nightheart Mikaway, that's me. But she doesn't. Wait a minute. Nightheart makes a lousy point. That leaves sorts of rooms for my delusions to work. Your libido's at definite full throttle type. That's what makes you Nightheart. That's why we love you. Definitely don't admire you. We like you, but you're a jester. Or a clown. We just laugh at you. It's not BMX. Oh yeah, we can put that. That's such a great game. Wait. What do you mean that's what makes you you? And yes, I'm a bit crazy there. Are all the yes or no things going to be in swimsuits for the rest of the game? So the Telegram the FBI is going to shut down. Yeah. But at least I'm in this game. I'm 17. That's still pretty creepy. You cool? What are you laughing at? Yeah, what are we talking about before I went AFK? Oh, it's something to do with the ESO. Forget there's instant IRL recently. Instant IRL? Remember something like that, but what was it? Shogun has joined. Greetings, Lord Shogun. Oh. Introduced myself, but there was no reply from the username Shogun. God. What was up with that? Was he ignoring me? There's only 3 of us in this room. I know you can see it. I was being so friendly to him, too. I said sup. You know who he was talking to? You know, I'm the lightning fast Nightheart. Lurking wasn't even allowed here. There's only 3 participants in this room. You can't lurk. There's only 3 of us. Lurking's too creepy. Whatever, might as well just ignore him. No! He's gonna sit there and watch both of us? Guess that was another great thing about the internet. No need to worry about pointless etiquette. What are you saying, Grim? Talking about those cases that have been all over the news lately. I know what's happening IRL. I'm stupid, right? Pretty much. Shocking, though. Shocking. Must have been a real grisly murder, then. Been a few here and there recently. Wait, what? You're not going to send me gore again, are you? What, can't I have a little more gore, Nightheart? Nothing I can't handle. People looking at the weird ones, yeah, I know. Though it hadn't been easy to avoid that kind of stuff. People were always trying to trick others into clicking on nasty stuff like gore or some kind of creepy edit. You felt what you couldn't unsee it.
まあ、少しは目が慣れてきちゃってるのかも。
Call you the greatest paladin in all of Baselard. I don't PK though. PK stands for player kill. In other words, it's when you go around in MMOs killing randos and stealing their golden gear. Typical DQN stuff. Gotta pronounce DQN already. That's what's known as trolling. What's up, great one? I'm no troll, I don't stoop to their level either. In general, I try to avoid breaking ESO's rules. It's my policy. Except for the rules that prohibited RMT. I broke those rules all the time. Whee! Calm your tits, mighty hero. Why? And then we gotta look up what calm your tits means. Sure heard of new gen, right? A crude way of telling someone to calm down. According to Sigmund Freud, libido is the energy that causes sexual impulses. Type. Type. If you're calm older sister, or lolly type. Oh boy. I don't know about this game, dude. This lolly type, talking about girls' swimsuit, or like middle school girls' swimsuits. This is a strange game. Huh? New gen? What's that? Someone's talking like I should have already known about it. The hell is new gen? New generation madness. Oh, new gen online. A mysterious set of incidents happening in Shibuya. It's all in your neighborhood. I did feel like I heard about that somewhere. I knew it was all they existed. Hadn't looked into them. Time to get on Delude. Kind of like Google. By Googling new gen, instantly got a few results. Next thing that Gunria.
この1ヶ月の間に渋谷で発生した2つの事件のことをニュージェネと呼ぶ。
New gen murders. It says group suicide there, though.
その犠牲者は胎児を含めて7人。
Including a fetus, there's been 7 victims. What?
1つ目の事件は友人同士5人による高層ビルからの集団ダイブ。
5 friends jumped off a skyscraper.
2つ目の事件では男性の体内から胎児が出てきた。
A fetus was found inside a man's body. Alright, now we're getting insane here.
これマジかよ。
A chill ran down my spine. I didn't even realize I turned around and I was looking around my room again. Bunch of results for new gen on Taboo News. I went to skim them. Wait, what? Generation Madness instance had the entire internet in an uproar. And 2 of them so far. One of them was so brutal, several TV channels didn't even describe the crime out loud. First incident, the group dive, had been initially thought to be a suicide. Rumors has arisen that it may not have been. Parents and friends of the 5 victims all said the same thing. None of the victims had showed any sign of planning to commit suicide. They had any reason to do so either. On top of that, some physical evidence had been found, too. And a quick look. Something like a creepypasta, right? You shoot yourself, right? Or yet? Not really, I don't care to be honest. Oh. Take a look at this. What is it? Picture one of the victims' corpses. He's having too much fun. Do stuff like this from time to time. I wanted to keep up my reputation as the greatest Neidhart base art, I couldn't let it faze me. Unlike in the real world, I was a god in the world of ESO. I was the strongest, wisest, and most noble knight in all the land. Mocking me would be a fool's errand. So gathered up whatever courage I had, I clicked the link. You tricked me! Just some shitty doodle. I got baited. Who did this? Wait. You have that. Someone waving. Pronounces O. What was the DQN again? Dokyun. Remember that? Leave it on Calm Your Tits. Do it in like 2 minutes. Out of art finally shows himself to us mortals. Anyways, I'm gonna go pass out. Good night. Tomorrow in Baselard. Been still here the whole time. Forgot about him. Not that I cared though. Don't really feel like sleeping yet, so I guess I'll farm in ESO for a bit. Wait, the episode of Bloodtoon comes out today. I have a TV in my room, so I'll just do it by PC.
あと15分ぐらいか。その前にトイレでも行っておこうかな。
Oi, it's toilet. Oh, wait a minute. Sarah seems to be older and not in a woman, like a girl's swimsuit. And way over to the close the chat window.
あれ?
What? Shogun has posted an image link.
なんだよこいつ急に。
It wasn't just a lurker. Judging by the file extension, it looked like an image link. The JPEG. Sudden link posted by a suspicious stranger that didn't send a single message until now. Developed instinctively. Oh shit. Could be CP. The hell away from there. Bad feeling about it. Feeling like anything I ever felt in all my time on the internet. I really didn't want to click it. Clicked with my tongue and glanced at the clock. My rendezvous with Sarah was in 12 minutes. I want to get this conversation over with quickly. What is this? Some kind of bait and switch? Die Welt ändert sich, wenn du darauf klickst. What's up with this German? Trying to act calm and casual. To be honest, I really don't want to chat with a shady guy like this. I'm comfortable that I could feel cold sweat forming. He's saying something like, the world changes if you click it. Seriously, what's his deal? I only spoke German, I won't be able to deal with him. Sorry for startling you. So you can speak normally? Relax a little bit. You're fine. Any reason for lurking? Someone give you the need to lurk for 6 months before posting spiel? I was thinking. Where are you chatting from? For some reason there was a short pause. Shibuya? Uh-oh. All at once, images of this gruesome new-gen incidents flashed through my head. No, I hadn't actually seen any photos. I could picture them so vividly that it almost looked like I'd been there myself. Man's torn up stomach, the lifeless fetus shoved inside. My people that dove off the building instantly turned into a pulpy, inhuman puddle upon hitting the flat ground. Just thinking about it was almost enough to make me puke. Shook my head violently, as to shake the gruesome delusion out of my head. This Shogun guy was so suspicious I couldn't stop. What's going on here? He has done nothing. I couldn't stop the paranoid delusions from forming. What was he trying to drag me into? Oh, same here. Looks like a lot of weird incidents have been happening lately, huh? More are coming. How do you know? It'll be so scary. Fun to the 10th power times int to the 40th power equals LR2. What does this mean? Was math in this game? Is some kind of Denpa nut job? Uh-oh. People act incoherent nonsense, go disconnected from the world around them. Nice. Comes from the magnetic waves. Don't worry. Bitch, I'm not gonna lie. Alright. Never seen that form before in my life. When you're smart as me, that was saying something. Or when you're smart as me, that's saying something. I tried looking it up. In an age, there was all sorts of information on the internet, so it'd be easy to find. Oh. Trying to act smart by typing some nonsense formula? Fuck if I know. That formula has killed the world's possibilities. What are you trying to say? What was that link from earlier? Did I just take the bait already? Thought I might interest you. Here it is again. Here's some more. Here's unlimited images. All of a sudden the chat was flooded with links. So who was this guy? Was he just trying to scare me for shits and giggles? Maybe he was a friend of Grimm's. He seemed to mess with me. Feeling the gaze again, I took a look around the room, but surprise, nothing but darkness and clutter, as per usual. So with an unnatural sense of dread, being perpetually watched left me feeling restless. Upon saying that, I realized that my voice was trembling. It's almost like the cluttered room I knew so well had transformed into someplace completely foreign. If you ever had a chance to go to the bathroom at night after watching a horror movie or listening to a ghost story or something, you may know the feeling of being unnerved or even terrified by the dark hallways of your own home. That was close to how I felt right now. So. Out of my shudder, and I faced the monitor, leaned in, and before I knew it, with the slightest twitch of my index finger, I clicked one of the links. Well, I really had no clue how it happened. It wasn't like my hand had been possessed by some unnatural force or something. Sort of done it without thinking. Even though I knew full well that it had been a mistake, I clicked it as if it were the most natural thing in the world. The image that filled my monitor looked like some kind of modern art piece. Arrangement of spikes like quills of a hedgehog or pins in a pincushion. Protruded from the wall in the shape of a cross, below it a puddle of dark red. In front of it was a small pieces of something scattered across the ground like garbage. Seriously, what even was this? Work of some pretentious avant-garde artist? Bunch of idiots were all over the place. They'd make gory stuff like this, then spout some bullshit like it depicts the latent chaos of laid bare in this cruel world. Oh hell, I wouldn't even consider this shit art. So what a weird image. It hadn't been explicitly been gore, but it was definitely borderline. Then why did it seem so graphic? Why did it seem so realistic? Why was I matching the stench of blood, and why was that stench so strong that it nearly made me choke? All in my head, so why do I feel sick to my stomach? I feel a sharp throbbing pain on my forehead. The nausea wouldn't go away. Desperately reached for my mouse, but my trembling hand knocked it off the desk, leaving it dangling above the floor by its cord. I rolled it back up to the mouse pad, then finally closed the image. Just thought it was finally where my eyes were struck by. Whose eyes are those eyes? What? Glance at the minimum attendance chart. And I managed to catch the new Bloodtoon episode live. No big deal. Someone had upped it to YouTube after the fact, so maybe I'll just watch it there. They uploaded it. Still didn't feel any better, though. Those last words Shogun left behind. It's almost as if he knew about my god's gaze and how much it terrified me. Too specific for it just to be a coincidence. Maybe someone had leaked some info about me online. Maybe it was another ESO player with a grudge against Neidhart or something. Prodigies like me got a lot of love, so naturally I also got a lot of hate. Well, most haters out there were just jealous. You wouldn't see them around much. Every once in a while, some child would try to start shit because he was jealous of Neidhart's strength and popularity. They weren't once anyone's time. We've gone off topic now. Anyway, yeah, that Shogun guy really got to me. Earlier, I tried logging onto ESO to grind it for a little, but I just couldn't concentrate. To make matters worse, of all days for this to happen...
最悪の日だ.
Shitty day, wait, what is this? On top of everything else that happened, I also had to go to school today. Oh. Seriously didn't want to go, but if I didn't follow the minimum attendance chart to a T, my calculations would get completely thrown off. Worst case scenario, I'd even have to repeat this year.
眠いのに.
Stayed for the yawn and started trudging off towards school. A trip that was about 10 minutes from my base on foot. When I started walking, my mood sank even lower. My body grew heavy and I found it strangely hard to breathe, causing me to break into an uncomfortable sweat. This was always what happened on school days. Going to school is pure suffering. Why'd I have to go through this? Going to myself with my eyes fixed on the pavement, I kept on walking. Turned into Shoto Park. The school just passed it. Over by the lake, an elderly couple was taking a morning stroll. Nearby, a businessman sat on a bench reading the sports section of the newspaper. A park on the outskirts of a bustling city like Shibuya was surprisingly calm. Definitely a great place to relax. Took a seat on the bench nearby. Before heading into school in the morning, I always came here to eat breakfast. I gazed out to the peaceful pond, the water surrounded by trees with off-color leaves, the hues slowly changing as autumn rolled in. As per usual, today's menu was just cream bud I picked up from the convenience store on the way here. Enough to tide me over until later tonight. Konbini! We skipped lunch. Asa gohan. Wait. That's breakfast. Alright, whatever it was. Nobody wanted to eat lunch with an otaku freak like me. There's no way I'd all ate lunch alone surrounded by people eating and chatting together. After washing down my breakfast with some cola, I began staring up at the sky absent-mindedly. Is that just gohan? That's just meal. Got what lunches. No matter this season, the sky above Shibuya was pretty bleak. My parents had only lived a few train stations away, although there was a clear difference between here and there. Don't get me wrong, I didn't especially mind the bleak sky, I just also couldn't really explain why. Last time I watched to check the time. To get along or get going, I'd be late. I avoid that outcome at all costs. I only came to school 2 or 3 times a week. Keep a low profile. Make it through the school, I had to blend in, to become invisible like the air. The school day was one where nothing happened, and I didn't have to deal with any of my teachers or DQN classmates. Don Kyun classmates. That was the ultimate goal. Or Do Kyun. There we go. This was Sume Private Academy, the school I went to. Apparently, it had only been built about 10 years ago. Didn't exactly have a rich history or anything like that. Still looked brand new. It made a pretty good setting for high school TV shows. On top of that, the school uniforms had apparently been designed by some famous designer. A ton of shallow-ass girls enrolled just so they could wear it. This guy's negative. While they called it a prep school, most students didn't score much higher than the national average. Even more ironic, though, was the school's slogan, "Here you'll be free," and the school rules were actually pretty strict. And again, they never actually bothered enforcing those rules. The slogan wasn't really wrong in the end. I barely ever showed up, and I passed my classes just fine. If you could get away with that, you could probably get away with anything. As I closed in on the school, I could hear the other students more and more clearly. I wasn't good at dealing with crowds, so I just kept my head low and slipped through the gate. Nobody talked to me, nobody talked to me. I repeated those words in my head like a mantra. My younger sister also attended the school, though she still lived with my parents. Why does he live in a shipping container? It makes no sense. I went to her, and this fine day could turn into a nightmare. Luckily, I hadn't run into her this time. I was safe and sound. Over to my seat, being extra careful not to make eye contact with anyone. The nearby group of girls to glance at me, but thankfully they went right back to chatting afterward. But I was a freak. Sure of it. My point of view, you 3D sluts are the real freaks here. Think I'm a freak? Then don't look at me. Pretend like I'm not here. Don't acknowledge me at all. Okay, this is getting bad. I'll just do that, and I won't bother you either. I can go about my day in peace. I don't have to come back and shoot the whole school up. I'm just kidding. That's why it always confuses me when I see Dokuns calling people freaks. I just don't get it. If you think they're such a freak, why even bother talking to them? Stay in your corner and they'll stay in theirs. Regardless of just sitting there looking down at my desk when...
Yo, Taku.
Suddenly clapped me on the back. Turned and looked around, I looked behind me.
お前、今日って学校来る日だっけ?
Why does our crest kind of look like a pot leaf? It's just music. What the hell is up with this music? Sounds like 80s teen movie.
Misumi-kun.
Misumi Daisuke, one of my classmates. Yeah, he shot me a friendly smile from behind my desk. That's pretty handsome, so all the girls are into him. He was also into them and dated them. A lot of them, usually multiple at a time. If you ask me, he was balls deep into Dokyun territory. Up to me, I'd steer clear of him, but...
相変わらず暗い顔してんな。ゲームのやりすぎで寝不足か?
But earring in his left ear, which means he's straight.
別に。
Absolutely nothing common. I had no idea why you bothered. But I just missed it. Back. Oh. It's anything. Pushed about ever since the school year began. If I were a girl, I could maybe understand, but since I was a guy, it made no sense to me. Thanks, my friend there.
Hikikomori だからしゃあねえかもしんねえけどよ。
Hikikomori. If they translated as shut in. What if I could? Just the act of talking to another 3D human being was painful. Anxiety made it hard for me to speak naturally. My lack of experience made it hard for me to articulate things. I was always afraid of being teased for saying something weird. That's why I always shrunk back. I knew how much pain I'm going through, so please don't talk like you know me. Also, I'm not a goddamn shut-in. Real shut-ins stay in the rooms 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. I'm not like that.
女相手に緊張するならともかく、そういう態度されると、俺らホモと思われるじゃねえか。
This music's kind of loud. We're gay. People are thinking we're gay. Okay, I gotta turn this music. It's like cool, but it's too loud compared to the voices. Click down here, oh, up here, Jesus. Is this one? Not allowed to move the slider? Oh, it's still on that one. Oh my god. Oh, you click and then click again to let it go. What the fuck? What kind of sacrilege is that? This game's weird as fuck, dude. Oh, nice. Wait, was he just dating girls as cover? He's been guys all along? I had to back away from him and nearly fall out of my chair in the process. Wait, why am I British? In the process, I quickly grabbed on what it does to catch myself.
何してんだお前。三角君はホモなの？なわけねえだろ。お前 俺の女好きを忘れたのか？だよね。ビビった。
Going on here?
ちなみに
Sumi-kun took a quick look around and lowered his voice and grew from ear to ear.
昨日このクラスの女子で3人目を落とした。誰だか聞きたいか？いいよ、別に。だよ、もっと興味示せよ。田中だぜ、田中。
Tanaka, man.
田中って誰？お前、もうすぐ10月だったら未だに同じクラスのやつの顔を覚えてねえのか？ま、3次元に興味ないんじゃそれも当然か。
3D. Visibly frustrated, he shrugged his shoulders and let out a sigh. Well, interestingly enough, he never insulted my taste in girls, which was, to put it simply, they had to be from the second dimension. He never called me a freak for that, he just didn't bother with things that didn't interest him. That was what made me think he may not have been all that bad. It's also probably the reason why I didn't mind talking to him.
これでうちのクラスの可愛い女はほぼ攻略完了だ。
Yes!
そろそろ隣のクラスの守備範囲広げようかって思ってんだよ。
Yeah. That's the elementary school. Okay, maybe he was pretty bad. If we go over some of the shit he said, she'd be horrified.
D 組によ、めったに学校来ねえけど、すごくいい女がいるらしいんだよ。
Class D?
なんか、そういうの、燃えねえか。
Man. Okay, at least he's probably not going to the elementary school then.
あ、お前の場合は燃えるんじゃなくて、燃えだけか。
What is I can't even joke in this game and saying shit like this. It's not cool anymore. You're talking about 2D? It's not, whatever.
ま、お前の興味ねえ話はそろそろやめるか。
Even he's getting nervous.
じゃあよ、ニュージェネの話
No,
知ってるだろ。
not those murders. I didn't expect to hear those words come out of his mouth. Here, I thought he was only capable of thinking about girls. Can't even picture him watching the news or reading the newspaper.
集団ダイブの事件さ。あれも噂によると殺人らしいぜ。マジだって書いてあったんだよ、スポ島に。
So Tokyo Sports said? Oh my god, they're involved too? So Fukigen had the inside scoop. There's a source on there. Oh. Alright, come on, these are silly. The source is Tokyo Sports? Shit, I know about the rumor. Not that I cared.
で、聞いて驚け。その殺人鬼が女で、しかもかなり美人だって目撃証言があんだよ。
Whoa!
女。
Jimusumi couldn't get excited. Finally hit me. Why do you think they care enough to read Tokyo Sports? They're calling it Sports Tokyo here. Same reason he cared about anything else. Something to do with girls. What a twist. This Misumi-kun would even go after serial killers as long as they were cute. And if it were up me, I'd take a cute 2D serial killer, but Misumi-kun stared longingly at the blue sky outside the window. And for some reason his face suddenly lit up as if he'd reached enlightenment itself.
どんなやつなんだろうな、犯人って。本当に美人なのかな。会ってみてー。
Cutie? This dude definitely thought exclusively with the wrong head.
俺だけは殺されねえ自信があんだよな。だってほら、俺ってかっこいいだろ。いくら連続殺人鬼でも俺みたいないい男に会ったらコロッと惚れちゃうぜ。
Right. That's why she wouldn't kill you? I was so delusional that he gave me a run for my money. The fact that he was able to say all that without even a hint of irony was honestly pretty gross.
僕は興味ないから。でもよ、興味ないっつったって犯人は絶 ってこの辺うろうろしてんだぞ。どっかですれ違ってたりするかもしんねえし。
Yeah, well, for all I know, you could be the murderer. Okay, probably not, but it was entirely possible that the killer could be one of the students in this very school. Not to be true, maybe I'd use my PTSD as an excuse to come in less often without hurting my attendance.
なあ、今日俺と一緒に殺人現場見に行かね。ここから歩いて行けんだってよ。
Should we go check out the crime scene? What is
ま
this?
だ
Stand
血
by
とか
me?
残
What's
ってる
happening?
らしいぞ。
I haven't cleaned up the blood yet. There's zero interest in doing that. Just wanted to get through school in peace. Go home, greet Seiratan. Get back to being worshipped like a god in Baselard.
もう小橋と長谷川は見に行ったって言ってたしな。
Who are they?
本当に興味ないんだ。
What? What does this thing do? Do I want to go or do I not want to go? What does this mean? Like neither for neutral? There's 3 options? I gotta say the game a lot in this. I don't know how this works. I want to look this up because this might be. I don't want to play this game through like a billion times. Although you can skip things you've already read, so wouldn't be too bad. Well, I want to go, so let's go check this out. Body. You know, I was trying my hardest to refuse. He just wasn't listening.
そしたら犯人とばったり会っちゃったりしてな。
Nice.
犯人は犯行現場に戻ってくるってよく言うだろ。
I returned to the scene of the crime.
で、次はタクがターゲットにされるんだ。死をもって罪を償い。みたいな。罪状はそうだな。引きこもってたからってことで。
Jeez. Only for being a shut-in. Staying positive? Well, it should have been obvious to him how much I didn't want to go and see a puddle of blood and gore would have been way too much for me. It wouldn't be like a haunted house or horror movie or something. People would actually die at IRL and the killer was still on the loose. Wherever the murder was likely to be, it would like to be anywhere but there. Still, I was curious. What could possibly have been the killer's motive? Religious psychopath that committed crimes for the hell of it? Probably the most reasonable explanation. Whatever, it didn't really matter to me. And I was a serial killer too. Even though I killed hundreds, people still treat me like a hero. That was all on ESO though. Just goes to show how much better the 2D world is. Anyways, I tried my hardest to turn down Musumikun's proposal. I imagined myself like a brawler straight out of some fighting game. Psycho killer. And a guy like that, I turned into mincemeat. My delusions, I could kill or spare anyone I wanted. The people who actually tried to live out those sorts of delusions were idiots. They know the real-life actions and real-life consequences. The new-gen killer would be caught eventually, rot in prison for years, decades, just waiting to be sent to the gallows. I would say one thing to them would be, what a pity, you really should have just kept your delusions to yourself. I have to buy myself some dinner. Why is everything moving like this? The road I always used to get to my local convenience store was only a 3-minute walk from my base. So I didn't go. I walked down this dirty alley more times than I could count. For some reason, walking through it today, I couldn't help but feel as if I'd stepped into some other world. The alley was the same as ever, but it felt like it was the first time I ever set foot in it. Yeah, it's all wobbly. Familiar yet new, like the opposite of deja vu. Researched the phenomenon online before. The name for it was apparently jamais vu. What's more, the stench of rotting garbage was lingering in the air. The moisture of the atmosphere was so thick that if I had known any better, I'd assumed it was raining. Air was like syrup. I was like, why do they have like fact like jamais vu? They should have a fact about that. That's weird. Not like LOL, something that everybody knows. Air was like syrup on my skin. There's a sound, the faint sound of something dragging across the ground. Stopped my tracks and listened closely. Sounded like it was coming from up ahead, somewhere down the alley, around the corner. And the streetlights were lit up windows. It's pitch black down there. No matter how hard I tried, I couldn't see a thing. It was strange. This modern-day Shibuya, a place that, along with Shinjuku, is known as a city that never sleeps. How could there still be places that were this dark? It almost felt like the entrance to a haunted house. Actually, there was one very large distinction. This darkness wasn't man-made, it was real. I didn't want to go any further. Nothing good would come of it. My brain set off every alarm bell it could, trying to prevent my body from taking another step. For some inexplicable reason, my body stepped forward anyways, as if drawn to that repeating sound. It urged me to stop, that something horrible would happen if I kept going. My heart started racing. My forehead was slick with sweat.
その先に
What was this? Suddenly a noise that was beautiful yet somehow discordant at the same time reached my ears, a voice garbled by static. Before I knew it, someone had grabbed my forearm. It was all too sudden. I panicked and tried to scream for help. All I came was a puff of air. Terrified, I tried to force my body to run away, but it wouldn't listen. I couldn't move an inch. I looked towards my arm, and the hand of the thing that had grabbed me came into view. What the hell? It was dark green with skin taut like a mummy's. Countless veins sprouted from the surface, didn't look alive.
行くのは
To be honest, it made sense that I couldn't move when, while deer in the headlights was a natural reaction to what was happening. What surprised me, though, was that voice in my ear was so soothing. Fear swelling inside of me was starting to vanish.
危険
A serious and gentle voice. I slowly looked over my shoulder. First thing I noticed was the Sume Academy emblem, the same emblem you can find sewn to the chest of each and every Sume uniform. The missing link, yeah. And this person was wearing a skirt, which meant she was a girl. I didn't have the courage to look at the most important part of her face. She was standing way closer than I was expecting, so I couldn't glance up to face her. I put my finger on why, but for some reason, something seemed off, so I turned my attention back towards her hand. And gripping my arm was delicate and feminine. And then just a moment ago, I'd seen it green and grotesque. This girl, who was she? And the expression was on her face. What kind of expression was she making at me? What was all that blood? What was she doing here? In spite of all my questions, I couldn't manage to get a single word out. I simply hung my head in silence. At some point, the dragging sound stopped.
もう帰って
In its place, there was a smell coming from her body.
タクミ君
Stench of blood. What?
これはいい。
It was awesome. Korewai. That means that was good. I was sitting behind a computer monitor. Chugged down a cola to contain my excitement, then leaned back in my chair. One hell of a delusion. Especially like that mystery girl might give her a name and flesh out her personality in future delusions. My imagination run wild like this all the time. Usually I just go on to cast an existing character as the girl. Just Seira-tan. Might as well do that here. Actually Seira didn't quite fit the vibe of that mystery girl. But at any rate, a lot more fun mixing 2D and 3D in my delusions. I was the god of the world inside my head, and there everything bent to my will.
次はちょっとエロ要素も。
Right? Tripping out. Looked at myself as I was at my base, but when I remembered I was in an internet cafe, I quickly covered my mouth. Quietly peeked outside. Didn't seem like anyone had heard me right now, so meh. Shady Corp? Programmers wanted. But a person like me, at cafes the only hangout spot I enjoyed. Into the center of Shibuya and all, there were plenty of 3D Dokyun women and office drones occupying it. Since the rooms were all private, that wasn't an issue. As for the room I was in, one I always reserved, room 37, located all the way in the back. Pretty inconvenient to get refills, but since very few people ever reserve rooms near the back, it was nice and quiet. Once or twice a week, I'd come here on my way home from school to log on to my other ESO account. My head was essentially a celebrity, so this was my way to relax and enjoy the game. While I did love being treated like a hero all the time, it sure did take its toll. I made another avatar. This one was a female character named Lisolette. Lisolot. I hadn't accomplished anything big with her. I maybe just made her to help Nightheart look better by comparison. Played for about 3 hours to blow some steam. Then had some fun messing with my guild mates. Talk about hardcore doujins, other random shit. Handmade mangas. By the time I left the cafe, it was around 9 p.m. More dokyuns around this time of night. Line up in the streets like they own the place, stuffing their faces with greasy-ass hamburgers and Not the most disgusting laughter imaginable. Just looked at them, made me want to puke. Jeez. And what was especially bad, just looked at them the wrong way, they'd immediately come and beat the shit out of you. Man, fucking savages. What the hell? This is Japan? They weren't human. They were animals. Not fit for civilized society. Just threw them in a slaughterhouse or something. Seriously. Well, I'd say that, but there's no way to stand up to them, so there was no point in even trying. Regardless, it was time to get the hell out of center guy. What's that? The golden guy? Oh, guy's just street. Dory, yeah. Way back from at cafe, I dropped my manga darake, which was pretty close by or animate. It was a bit further off. I had to check out animate tonight. Out to the station's south exit. On that path, there was an instant drop in the number of dokuns. Man, Centric I was completely in utter chaos. Just walking through it brought me nothing but pain and suffering. Never set foot in there again if I could help it. Wish the whole place would just get blown to smithereens. Except at cafe and manga darake, of course. Alright, I'm time to go browsing for some comics, doujins, whatever else catches my eye. Oh yeah, that's right, the Blood Tune Volume 5 DVD was coming out soon. Is it available for pre-order yet? If so, I definitely needed to get one nailed down. Before I knew it, I found myself in an alleyway in Harayumacho. Same alley I always took back home from Animate. Linked a couple times to make sure I wasn't just seeing things. Look inside my bag, nothing inside but the usual, some textbooks and a handheld game system. I hadn't bought anything from Animate today. Strange. I never leave Animate empty-handed. Oh, whatever. I let out a sigh and continued walking. Why don't I know what I did? It didn't take me more than 15 minutes to reach my base from here. It was only a short walk from the station. You had the dazzling neon lights and thick crowds had all but vanished. There were the occasional passerby, usually older couples heading to love hotels, or random businessmen heading home. Aside from that, the place was deserted. Hard to believe this was still Shibuya, home of the bustling, dokun-infested center guy. Somehow it was already nighttime. That weren't enough, it was especially cloudy tonight, making it even darker than usual since the moonlight couldn't shine through.
まただ。
Smart again. Walked down this dirty alley more times than I could count. For some reason, walking through it today, I couldn't help but feel as if I'd stepped into another world. The alleyway was the same as ever, but it felt like the first time I'd ever set foot in it. More, the stench of rotting garbage was lingering in the air. Moisture in the atmosphere was so thick that if I hadn't known any better, it seemed it had just been raining. The air was like syrup on my skin.
いや、ちょっと待った。
Why did I say again? Has this happened before? Wait a minute, he doesn't know he was here before? And I felt the sense of jamais... Well, there it is. Now you actually get the thing. Has been here without ever having been here. Maivu has not experienced it, despite having experienced it. Fuck, was I getting my delusions mixed up with reality or something? Sounded like the kind of nonsense some expert psychiatrist would say, one of those TV talk shows. Or whatever the point was, right at the moment, I was feeling a strange sense of jamais vu. But on top of that, the prickling sensation on the nape of my neck. Sensation I knew very well, the feeling of being watched from the heavens. Wait a minute, how do you pronounce jamais vu? Did it say it on there? I got a guess at it. And I can say for sure it was no delusion. Escapable, as if no matter where I went, the gaze would follow. No doubt in my mind, somebody was watching me. That was just how powerful the sensation was. Desperately wanted to look behind me, but I challenged myself not to. A game that I played every once in a while, a test. Well, that the it'll take more than that to make me turn around game. The aim of the game obviously is to avoid turning around. Then when I heard a weird sound, it felt like I was being watched. When I felt that gaze, I tended to imagine some kind of insanely terrifying ghost or monster looking behind me. Not like I'd ever actually seen anything in the past 17 years, even though the only occasions when I lost my patience and turned around. Still, I was been able to at least have a little bit of fun with it. Listen to the wind, raise an eyebrow suspiciously, say phrases ripped straight out of a manga. That was the only reason I did it, because it was fun, definitely not because I was scared or anything.
貴様、見ているな。その目誰の目？なんちゃって。
What? I said that phrase that I got from Shogun. Okay, to be honest, I was really just trying to act calm. Before I stopped dead in my tracks. Since the change in the atmosphere, it paralyzed my body in place. I noticed my face was soaked with sweat and my knees were shaking. Unable to take it anymore, I turned around. It meant that I lost, but thankfully there was no one behind me. Not even a car passing by or anything. Why did I feel so uneasy? Ringing in my ears ceased. I even realized it, but I've been hearing some ringing sounds this whole time. Still, until now, I've been completely oblivious to it. Now that it was gone, I couldn't hear anything at all. It's like Tokyo, that sort of sudden silence seemed completely unreal. It was sort of perfect silence where you could hear a pin drop if you focused hard enough. I closed my eyes and listened closely just to see what I could hear. Still couldn't hear anything at all. That's pretty strange. Well, that was definitely strange. All sorts of things I should have been hearing. Trains running by, cars in the distance, some sort of small noise. I'd hear nothing. Was something wrong with my ears? I felt compelled to shout just so I could hear something. I felt like I might go crazy otherwise. Couldn't do it. Silence was deafening, but it made me fear what would happen if I broke it. Suddenly a single sound resounded through the silent world. What the hell? I turned my head to look forward to the source. Instead, I found a slew of shining objects scattered across the asphalt, which appeared to be crucifixes.
十字架?
Juji. I saw that my body suddenly unfroze. Naturally, perhaps too naturally, I started moving towards them. Driven by curiosity, I picked one up. It was made of metal, with a long pointy end like a needle. Stake or a nail, maybe? Whatever it was shaped like a cross, hence my initial confusion. It felt almost phantasmal, like it might float away at any moment. I tightened my grip on it. The sound continued to reverberate faintly in the distance. And cold enough to send chills down my spine, repeating it incessantly. Even so, I couldn't help but move toward its source, like I was in a trance. It was just morbid curiosity. I was hoping that the noise would save me. It would grant me salvation from this silent world. You know, this reminded me of that one German folktale. What was it called again? Oh yeah, the Pied Piper of Hamelin. A story in which the sound of one man's pipe lured over 100 children into following him. The clanging sound refused to stop. The further I walked, the louder it got. It was coming from further down the alley. Past the corner on my left. I could already tell. If I turned that corner, we met with the source of that sound. Not yet. I never thought of turning back. So it didn't even cross my mind. It was like our body was moving on its own. So I turned the corner and my eyes were struck by vibrant crimson shining through the darkness. What is this? It's pure red. What the hell? It's crucifying a guy with crosses instead of crucifying him onto a cross. First thought was, where have I seen this art piece before? Second thought was, it doesn't look very realistic. Maybe I'm so shocked my brain wasn't processing things properly. Normally when I saw something terrifying, I'd freeze, scream like a little girl, and piss my pants all at once. The door consisted of spikes arranged on the wall like the clothes of a hedgehog. Pins like a pincushion, but I looked closer, the pincushion was leaking blood. That meant the puddle of crimson below was blood. The evil glow of a streetlight just barely reached it, causing the pool to gleam in the darkness. And around were a few shiny pieces of what looked like meat. Maybe I couldn't really tell. They'd be shining. I tried to gulp, but my throat was completely dry. Not a single drop of saliva could be found. Then I realized the thing that was nailed to the wall. What? It was a human corpse. Took you this long? Murder was far too unnatural, far too brutal, far too immoderate. One had done it. One had nailed the stakes to the wall. It was a single girl. Of course, I knew that. She was standing right there. And she was right there, standing in front of her art, holding a bundle of stakes in her blood-soaked hand. It was Rihan, mysterious pink-haired girl. I went to the back of her. Obviously, I had no clue what she looked like. Could tell, though, was that she was wearing a Suime Academy uniform. The stench of rotting garbage was intensifying, with wave after wave of nausea. I had a hand on my mouth to stop myself from vomiting, but I was nearly at my limit. Then it suddenly dawned on me, the cause of my deja vu, the answer to the question, where have I seen this before? Picture. From Shogun. Shashin. Without meaning to, I'd said out loud, thought really not dangerous or even deadly that mistake could be. In response to my voice, her shoulder twitched slightly. That she slowly turned around to face me. What? Moment, it was as if her gaze was piercing straight through me. She had such desolate eyes. Just killed someone. Sorry. What about the mess? First she seemed shocked, but her expression quickly changed to a somber smile, and then...
よかった。
Well... Softly whispered those words. Thank goodness. Thank goodness for what? Why was she smiling at me? I understand. The questions kept piling up to the point where it sent a chill down my spine. Now panicking, I tried averting my eyes. The first thing that came to mind was, I don't want anything to do with this. I mean, for starters, I could hardly make eye contact with regular 3D girls, let alone psycho killers, and the police would be here soon. I was hungry. So I should just go home, yeah. I need to get out of here as fast as humanly possible. If I don't, I'll go insane. How did she know my name? And then she called me by name. I never told her my name. I never met her before.
あなたに会いたかった。
This isn't good. She looked at me, her lips twisted into a horrifically fearsome smile. Like she was a demon. It was a bit loud. Screamed at the top of my lungs, ran as fast as my legs could carry me. It hurt to breathe, but I didn't care. I just kept screaming and running as if my life depended on it. At one point along the way, I turned my head to look behind me. She didn't seem to be chasing me. TV show? No, it was just me tripping out. I was completely winded. My lungs struggled to shove air in and out, and my agonized panting echoed throughout my room. I flopped down on my computer chair. Oh. Body clothes were completely drenched in sweat. What the fuck just happened? Another one of my delusions? Nausea was becoming unbearable. Trying to alleviate, I grabbed cola from the fridge and chugged it as fast as I could. The delusion was way too realistic, even for my usual standards, and boy was it gruesome. Too gruesome. Still out of breath. Could a simple delusion really do this to me? No, it definitely couldn't. Comfortable sensation in my right hand. I've been clenching my fist so hard, fingers nearly turned white. I didn't even notice it just until now. I opened my hand one finger at a time, all while my heart pounded like a drum. I have the cross. I have the cross! It was real. Behind the palm of my hand was a single stake. There's... Oh, there's just one. Threw it against the wall. Stake from before. Well, I definitely did pick one up off the ground earlier, but how was that even possible? It's all just been a delusion? I don't know. It can't be possible. This is tripping me out. My wits, and I started pacing around my room. Figure out whether it was nightmare was real or just another delusion. The plan, I slipped on the CD case and lost my balance. In a panic, I reached out for something and kept myself from falling flat on the floor. Barely managed to find something to latch onto, but unfortunately, something was a shelf of waifus. No! No! It's too late. Yeah, no matter how hard I tried, I wasn't able to stop myself from falling ass first onto the floor. To make matters worse, several of my beautifully arranged figures came tumbling down on top of me. God damn it. This is the worst. Everything about this was just the worst. I let out a groan as I rose to my feet. Make sure my figures were safe. Broke her sword. No. Snap clean in two. I have to be one of the most expensive ones. I paid premium online for this. Fucking kidding me. I tried putting the two halves of the blade back together, but I'd never been able to fix it perfectly, even if I used glue. In fact, one's hand was now gone. What have I ever done to deserve this? I fell to the floor and just sat there for a while, heartbroken, staring dejectedly at my now swordless Ignistan. What a jump scares in this game. Once the storm of anger and confusion had passed, I was filled with visions of her face, with that modern art I'd seen. I physically holding one of the stakes, but it couldn't have been a delusion. It had been real. I really wanted to deny it, but there was no way I could. By tomorrow, it was sure to be all over the media. But they really didn't want anything to do with this nightmare. No way of associating with that girl, with that demon. Oh, no way associating with that girl, that demon could bring anything but catastrophe for me. We just met for the first time and already been a disaster. Well, I brought home a critical piece of evidence from that incident. One of the snakes had been used in the murder. I'd be surprised if that on its own was enough to make me a suspect. And if things weren't already bad enough, even to see my face. No way out of this mess. At this rate, that demon was going to... Forget about it. For now, I should just focus on getting things sorted in my head. For my own sake, for my own life, I need to figure things out. Shogun equals mystery girl. Mystery girl equals murder.
あの写真は事件の予告メッセージみたいなものだったんだ。
Otherwise, there'd be no way that image could have matched up so perfectly with the crime scene. Or she'd edited that image together, then she'd recreate it in real life, right down to the finest detail. That was how the crime had happened. Well, in her eyes, I bet it was more of a work of art than a crime. Seemed like that kind of psycho, dedicated to finishing any job with nothing but sheer perfection.
頭がおかしいよ。でもどうしてそれを僕に。そもそもあの女はナイトハルトが僕だってどうやって知った？僕の名前をどうやって知った？
They're supposed to do. Demon would definitely come to kill me soon. She already knew my name, email, and all that stuff. Very good chance she knew my home address, too. Curled in the fetal position in my chair. The image of that twisted murder was etched on my mind. How could I stay calm when I end up that way, too?
死にたくない。死にたくない。死にたくない。死にたくない。死にたくない。死にたくない。死にたくない。死にたくない。死にたくない。死にたくない。死にたくない。
All right. You said Daijobu. Don't worry, everything's gonna be A-okay. Sayata-tan lay sideways on my desk, facing me towards me with a smile.
Taki, あなたはこの部屋に引きこもってればいいんだよ。
Figures are talking to me.
あの悪魔だって手出しできないっしょ。
That's a bad sign.
そのうちに警察がうまく捕まえてくれるって。それまでは誰も信じちゃダメ。誰の言葉にも耳を傾けちゃダメ。悪魔ってさ、人の心の隙間をついてくるのが好きなんだよね。油断すんのはノー。
Right.
できるっしょ、タッキー。
でも、セーラ。
逃げるが勝ちってよく言うし。3次元のことなんてきれいさっぱり忘れちゃえばいいさ。あなたには一切関係ないことだって思えば気が楽っしょ。関係ないこと考えたって無駄無駄さ。いいこと教えてあげる。引きこもりって最強なんよ。だって誰にも会わないっしょ。つまり誰にも攻撃されない。これぞ最強の自己防衛方法なわけさ。
What? Self-defense is strong because they never in proximity anybody could fight them?
だからタッキーは引きこもりになるべきなんさ。簡単っしょ。
I don't like her anymore.
そうかもしれない。
But I expect from my waifu, can't always count her to give me the best advice. When I regained my peace of mind, I reached out my hand for Sayata-tan, lightly grasping her by the slim waist. Even our faces drew closer, the smile never wavered.
ありがとう、セーラ。おかげで勇気が出てきた。そうだよ。3次元なんてクソくらいだ。あの悪魔だって、僕みたいなキモオタのことなんて気にも留めてないさ。僕は安全だ。安心して毎日演奏したり、好きなアニメを見てれば何の問題もないんだ。
でも、さっき言ったみたく、油断は禁物だぞ。
So coming to kill you.
分かってるよ。
Couldn't trust anyone. I wouldn't listen to a single word they had to say. All I had to do was be cautious of everything in the 3D world. As long as they did that, everything would be just fine.
セーラにそこまで心配してもらえて、僕は幸せだな。
This dude's crazy.
さてと、それじゃ気分直しにエンスロット。
Fly across
Huh?
Lion cross, lion cross 果たされるから Lion cross,
It just gets weirder and weirder.
解き放たれた Lion cross, lion cross 終末
Late into the night, the sound of a beautiful voice could be heard throughout Yashita Park. Coming from a pedestrian bridge that crossed over Meiji Dori. A steady flow of cars passed underneath. In spite of this, the girl known as FES said no sign of being affected by the noise. She kept kept singing, leaning back against the handrail of the bridge. He's not locked in the shipping container for the rest of the game.
月夜の光が示された従者よ
Normal day, if she were to sing on the street public like this, she would surely attract hundreds of onlookers. Right now, no one was listening to her sing. FES was deliberately concealing her presence, blending into the stillness of the night.
この場所へつながる幻
So she could loiter quietly until the moon left the sky behind. Doing so by becoming one with the darkness, she felt as if she could free herself from the corrupt atmosphere of Shibuya, only for a moment. As if FES felt to be true.
叫びはいつしか沈黙に変わって
Suddenly, FES looked up to the night sky. Clouds covering it were starting to clear up, little by little, leaving space for the moonlight to shine through in their wake. Sadly, any and all starlight was completely drowned out by the dazzling neon of Shibuya.
落ちてゆく安息風に手と手をつないで
Yes, halted her song, then slowly reached her hand out towards the sky.
その目誰の目
Oh no, she's in the same thing. But a day had passed, and I spent pretty much every hour of it in base lard. Needing time to eat, I immersed myself fully in the role of Nightheart, and the process completely erased every trace of Nishijo Takumi. Yes, so I was an absolute god, no demon could ever strike fear into my heart. I was respected by everyone. I feel like I live in such a comfortable world for all eternity. I was certain to be happy, far happier that way.
おおエンジェルハイロ来たこれ超レアすげえ
Angelic circuit for the win.
装備おおキャラの見た目変わったすげえこれすげえ見て見ろってグリム
Oh, knocking the door, is that me?
あナイトハルト自重しろうっせえ死ねえよ負け組ちょっと街に戻って見せびらかしてこようかな
Gonna let this whoever knock on the door and never leave.
鬼
Oh. Finally, another legendary item to add to my collection. Naturally, I was stoked. The impression from earlier had been completely blown away.
鬼ってば
Angelic circlet had a drop rate of 0.0001% was so rare some players thought it was unobtainable.
おーい開けろ
Well, its stats were shit, so it was pretty much a cosmetic item. That was good enough. People could tell you had an angelic circlet just by looking at you. It was enough to make anyone green with envy.
やったナイトハルトがまた一歩神に近づいた
Cheating godhood.
こら開けろ
Shut up! I've been banging on my door for so goddamn long. I finally managed to get a hold of a rare item. This happened. Can a man enjoy his victories for 1 second?
バカ鬼
Voice. One way I finally realized who it was, my mood instantly took a nosedive. There's no mistaking it. That was the voice of an assassin sent by my parents, my little sister Nanami. What a pain in the ass. Well, shit. Here came the storm to rain on my parade. Really didn't want to let her in, but if I didn't, my parents would probably get on my case about it. Stop living alone and move back with us, they'd say. Ignore them if I could, but my dad basically owned this building, so it'd take just a snap of his fingers for him to kick me out. Ugh, this is the worst. Shut the fuck up. I swear her voice was so shrill it could shatter glass. Banging just didn't stop, and since the metal walls are pretty thin, the sound echoed loudly through all the container. Nami's well aware of that. In fact, it's exactly what she was doing. Exactly why she was doing it. And I had no choice. I looked at her, move the padlock, and opened the door.
やっと出てきた。生存確認。
Right? Baby-faced runt was my little sister. She was a year younger than me.
呼んでるんだから返事くらいしてよね。お兄死んじゃったかもって思ったじゃん。
Of course, the first thing out of her mouth was bitching. To make things worse, she was standing there with her hands on her hips, like the bratty shit she was, a spitting image of irritating. Existence brought me nothing but suffering.
うわ、相変わらず部屋の中汚。ちょっとは片付けなよ。
Nami just waltzed right on without asking what the hell did she think she was doing. Whether she could get away with whatever she wanted just because she was my little sister? I think there were people out there who seriously believed that little sisters were a moe. I always wanted to tell those guys how much of an epic fail that was. Even though she was my sister, she certainly didn't look unsavory. She had a lolly body. What is going on in this game? She had a lolly body type, so I can see why that might make her pretty damn popular in some circles. As her older brother, I didn't care about that. I wasn't into her at all. As far as I was concerned, she was downright repulsive, not to mention immature. It helped that she smelled like piss. To say I didn't like lollies, of course, just only 2D ones. Can someone erase the stream? Or someone take some of this stuff out of context?
どうしてしないの？まあ、どうせ掃除してくれる彼女なんかいないだろうし、鬼ってズボラだからこうなるのは目に見えてるけどさ。こうなったらやっぱりナナが掃除しに来てあげるしかないかな。
What?
だが断る。
Is that a tip? That's from manga. It's a cool way to turn someone down.
なんでよ。
お前に部屋荒らされたくない。
きっとそれがわざわざ生存確認しに来てあげてる妹に言うセリフ。
Things would change if you showed each other with a little respect. I should be grateful that you're checking on me. I sure as hell didn't ask for that.
まったくなんでこんな面倒ばっかりかけさせる兄弟と血つながってるんだろう。たまに嫌になっちゃうよ。はあ、なんか喉乾いちゃった。飲み物もらうね。
Don't go back there. Nami walked right past me over to the mini fridge once again, acting like she owned the place. What?
コーラしかないじゃん。ミルクティーとか用意しといてよ。
Only positive or negative?
しょうがないな。じゃあコーラもらうね。
Surprise, fucking surprise. She went ahead and did as she pleased. This thing called permission, you know. Got a bottle of cola from I gotta save again. Oops, no. One I drank from, no less, and after a second hesitation, she cracked open and gulped it down. What? Her soft throat rose and fell seductively, pumping the soda down with an audible gulp, gulp, gulp.
せめてコップ使えよ。
And she seriously just drunk straight from the bottle? And that she was a girl? What a disgrace. This is exactly why 3D sucked ass. As soon as Nami finished her drink, she went right back to pouting like before, though it was just me, it just seemed like she was blushing a little.
だってナナはお兄と関節キスしたかったんだもん。
What the hell?
Huh?
Just like that, she dropped a bombshell. She still kept her pouty attitude, but now she was looking straight at me. I was paralyzed. My little sister was on the verge of tears. All I could do was stand and stare. I just tripped a flag, like some kind of eroge. Was on the little sister route.
軽蔑した。だとしたらナナ悲しくなっちゃうな。言っとくけど
The music changed. Why is everything wavering like this?
こんなことしないんだからね。
What the hell? Nami's voice gradually lowered.
お兄のバカ。
Her voice was a faint murmur. She hung her head in shame. There was a single trace of her typical bratty attitude.
ねえお兄。
Oh no, this is a delusion. Damn it.
関節だけじゃ嫌だな。
Hearing that I tried to gulp, but the saliva got caught in my throat and refused to go down. Like that, I was completely cornered. But I still didn't really understand what Nanami meant.
お兄とキスしたいわ。お兄が欲しいよ。
It's a strange game. Nami took a step close to my petrified body. What should I do? I'd always seen Nami as this obnoxious little brat, but right now, I was pounding out on my chest.
いいじゃん。
But she's still here in the room?
16年間も我慢してきたんだよ。
Nami reached her arms and wrapped them around my neck.
キスして。
She was almost begging, then she raised her chin ever so slightly and closed her eyes. My answer was...
いや、その理屈はおかしい。
Jesus Christ. I zoned out, let my delusions run wild again. I never felt so disgusted with myself in my life. Like, oh my god, barf, just totally barf. And then I started thinking, maybe we weren't blood related. She fell a little more into the cute sister archetype. Maybe such a virgin loser.
どうしたの？
She's still here? After finishing her cola, Nanami shot me a confused look. I'd been acting weird because of my delusion just now, Nanami had noticed. Snap out of it. Took a deep breath and forced the disgusting thoughts out of my mind.
もう帰れよ。
Did your whole survival check thing? Now your job here is done, right? Why do you feel the need to barge in here every time?
お兄冷たい。
Seemed like I'd managed that fender somehow. Parched lips knew a pout and glared at me. I was already done with her shit, though, so I looked away.
せっかく心配して様子を見に来てあげてるのに。お兄ってずっとここに引きこもって誰とも喋らずに一日を終えちゃうことだってあるんでしょ？女の子と話す機会だってどうせ全くないんだよね。
Shut up. Stop making fun of me, you stupid bitch. Not into 3D girls, so why would I ever bother talking to them?
言ってみればお兄と話す女の子はナナだけってことじゃん。だからさ、もっとナナのこと大事にしてよ。そしたら女の子との接し方もちょっとは分かってくるはずだし。
While she was nagging, Nami picked up one of my figures, Hikarutan, from the Suicide Furikari, and started staring at it. Damn it, don't touch my waifus without asking. Even if you have a single fingerprint on her, I'll actually beat the shit out of you.
あとお兄は自分のことにもっと気を使って。こんなお人形さんにうつつを抜かしてる場合じゃないよ。ナナはお兄の死体の第一発見者になんかなりたくないからね。
My damn dolls. What the hell was she trying to imply? Like she'd been becoming more and more like mom lately, which meant she'd gotten even more fucking annoying. Shut the fuck up.
いいから帰れよ。
そんなに帰れ帰れ言わないでよ。お兄のバカ。まだこっちには用事が残ってるの。
Ugh, she was getting more hysterical by the minute. It made her any angrier things get out of hand, so chill out, me.
携帯買いに行こう。
はあ？
What she just said?
お父さんがそうしろって。お兄が携帯持てばいつでも生存確認できるじゃん。
I didn't have a phone?
お金はナナが預かってきたから今から買いに行こうよ。 今時携帯持ってない人なんていないよ。
What
時
year
代
is
に取り
this?
残されちゃう
When
よ。
was this game made? The computer looked like it might have been from the 90s or early 2000s. It's flat screen though. Is it? Tell from this angle. Shut up, you teenage trend chasing bitch. Heard you really live under a rock. I'm the one who lives under a rock. You wrong, Cider. Internet gives me all the information I need. She was right about one thing. These days, it was normal for a high school student to have a phone. I didn't have one. Of course, that was because I'd never used it anyways. And I didn't want to call or text. Didn't want to pay for something I wasn't going to use.
だから行こ
Now we put the figure back up on the shelf and turned her attention back to me.
う。どうせお兄は機種とかわかんないだろうから、ナナと同じ機種にしちゃいなよ。
She said that. She took her own phone out of her bag and started showing it off like it was some kind of precious heirloom.
ほら、これがナナの。色が可愛いでしょ。
It's like we're in the mid 2000s. Mid to late 2000s. Check it out, this one's mine. She said
つい
that.
でだから、ストラップも同じのあげるよ。
うわ、なんという手抜きキャラ。
The razor. Character in the phone shop was far from cute, like horrible. Nobody professional designed it. One of those shit tier, ugly, cute characters, like one of those official government mascots.
手抜きじゃないもん。ゲロカエルンはこういうデザインなの。今すっごく流行ってるんだからね。
Gero Froggy? Zikaropi?
女子高生の流行なんてお兄が知ってるわけないか。そういうとこを直せば少しは女子と会話成立すると思うよ、きっと。
God damn it, shut the fuck up already, you trend chasing bitch. Seriously, what is Gero Froggy garbage? No way this thing is popular with anyone that have a brain can tell you that. You realize she was just being played by the media. It was honestly sad. Be controlled by the media. You media puppet.
っていうか今はゲロカエルンの話じゃなくて、いいから携帯買いに行こうよ。あ、別にお揃いがいいとか言ってるわけじゃないからね。家族で同じ機種だと基本料金が割引されるサービスがあるからだよ。
No.
家族で持ってないのはお兄だけなんだからね。
いらない。
なんで？お金はお父さんが出してくれるんだよ。
必要ない。
Just be a nuisance if anything. If I had a phone, Mom would definitely call every day. Kept ignoring those calls and keep sending me little Miss Assassin Nanami where to lay on the pressure. Family life would become even more of a living hell. Start being way more careful as a result. Couldn't let that happen.
もう信じらんないよ、このバカ鬼。もう帰る。
ああ、そうしてくれ。
For her to finally leave, but Nami didn't budge an inch. Just shot her arms down to her sides like even more upset than before.
ほんとバカ。アホバカ鬼。
Hontobaka!
駅まで送ってくれるとかしてよ。
嫌だね。
She never acted like this before. But she suddenly want me to walk her to the station. What's so special about that today? What's so special about today?
だって最近殺人事件とかで物騒じゃんか。こういう場合心配するのが兄弟ってもんでしょ。
These events resurrected my mind once again, if only for a second. I mentally shook my head trying to get that gruesome scene out of my mind. Just barely managed to.
どうでもいいし。
Either way, it wasn't like the New Gen murder was twisted enough to attack some... New Gen murder was enough to attack some twisted brat like Nanami. Nobody would want to get near somebody who smelled like piss like she did.
ありえない。ナナが死んでもいいって言うんだ。
Nami was tearing up. Seemed like my words had really gotten to her. Serves you right. Maybe we should think twice about disturbing my peace and quiet next time. This is my own way of taking a little revenge for once. Get fucked.
バカ、死んじゃえ。お兄なんか猟奇的に殺されちゃえ。
Freakiest of freak accidents ever. After spitting those parting words at me, Nanami pushed past me and ran away as fast as she could. Seemed like the storm had finally passed. The room grew peaceful and quiet once again. This is how things should always be around here. My own perfect little world where stupid bullshit wasn't allowed. Sat down in front of my PC, shaking my mouse a little to clear the Seireton screensaver. Tried to take a sip of the cola bottle and my desk was empty.
しまった。これ、ナナミがさっき飲んだやつだ。
God, I just had an indirect kiss with my little sister. I'm gonna puke. Maybe she was a little more charming. It would have been the kind of eroge-like situation I could fap to. What is this game doing? But with that horrible personality, no chance of anything that made me more flaccid. The cat back on the bottle, then threw it on the big garbage bag in the corner of my room. I didn't go in the bag, instead bouncing off the wall and landed under my bed. Well, whatever. Anyway, time to dive straight back into ESO. Don't forget about anything knowing in the real world ASAP. But it wouldn't last long. Just one day later, my immersion would be broken once again. My mental state had been on the up and up lately, but the moment I stepped outside, it all came crashing down again. I'd have to go to school today. It was so early.
なんで今日なんだよ。最低最悪だ。
It wasn't like I could just take the day off. I knew my minimum attendance chart would be thrown off and I wouldn't be able to graduate.
卒業って。何を卒業するって言うんだよ。
I'm insisting on going through with it, but I still couldn't help but complain. Approached the wealthy district of Shoto, I finally realized I've been a gaze for a while now. This wasn't the usual god's gaze. I didn't feel any shivers down the back of my neck. In the corner, I took a quick, tiny glance behind me, and I caught a glimpse of a girl wearing his Suimei uniform. Wait, was the demon from yesterday? I instantly lost my composure. An extreme amount of tension overtook my body, and my walking became stilted. A moment ago, it was a quiet morning like any other, but now it felt like the entire world was out to get me. I faintly hear the sound of birds chirping atop the phone lines, and I could also hear music from the morning news playing in nearby homes. A peaceful scene like this, where crime would seem totally out of place, close to imagining myself were getting brutally murdered. Okay, I needed to calm down. It wasn't like I'd clearly seen her face or anything. Nothing strange about seeing Suimei students walking behind me. Heading for the same destination, after all. Be fine. It's fine. Even though school was straight ahead, I decided to take a hard right. Worried about what could be behind me, but I desperately suppressed the urge to turn around. To keep my cool and act natural. It's pounding, but I kept walking. I continued for about a minute or so until I decided I couldn't take it anymore. So I turned around. Oh! Eye contact for a second, but I panicked and turned back around. Why was she following me? That was obviously a long way to school. And she had to be tailing me. Either way, I'd never seen her before. She definitely wasn't the demon from yesterday. I was for sure. She was wearing glasses. The demon girl hadn't been. Back alone was enough to calm me down. So I had to just head straight for school. I have to skip my routine breakfast and the park because of it, but oh well.
くそ、女子 A め。
You're just some background character, pedestrian 1 or girl A, so stay out of my way, goddammit. I'm the main character. After I entered school, girl A disappeared. I could continue tailing me, but instead, she turned and headed towards the third-year classrooms. Maybe she was never tailing me in the first place. I was just overthinking it. Still, it was definitely weird that she'd taken the same detour that I had. Did she hate me for some reason? I did something to piss her off? I think so. No, I couldn't have. I hardly ever went to school, but when I did, I tried to keep my presence very minimal. Then what the hell was she trying to accomplish? I might have managed to make it through the torture known as school. On my way back, I made my usual stop to at cafe. I took my seat in room 37. My room is normally empty, but surprisingly, that wasn't true today. Someone in room 36. The door was closed with light from the desk lamp was leaked through the cracks. I couldn't help but click my tongue when I entered my room. And someone sitting nearby posed a bit of a problem. Whenever I did things like chatting online, I tendency to talk to myself sometimes. Whatever, time to just ignore it and log into ESO already. As long as I make a conscious effort to stay quiet, it shouldn't really be an issue.
だよ、こいつら。
I slammed my hands down on the keyboard. It had been 2 hours since I started playing, I was already this close to throwing myself off a cliff. What's up, Mr. Rip? People I had partied up with today are total noobs. I've been trying my best to help them, but one of them went all Leroy Jenkins and just died repeatedly. The other one was a mage, but he didn't cast any healing spells at all. As a result, we just kept getting full party wiped over and over again. Yet, insisted on figuring out why it was happening. All they ever did was continue to piss and moan in the chat. Fuck these shitty players. Finally just lost it. I proceeded to PK both of them and steal all their items. Hence they escaped to another area. Everything I couldn't do, Liselot could do without a second thought. This is exactly what I came all the way to At Cafe for. Finally feeling a bit better, I breathed a sigh of relief and went to grab a drink. Cafe had a bunch of all-you-can-drink soda fountains in the reception area. And related to that was the only bad thing about room 37. It was kind of far away from the reception area. When I left my room, the door to room 36 was open. Naturally, in order to make no way in the front, I had to go past it. I casually took a peek inside as I walked past, but there was nobody in there. Because I heard someone get up a moment ago. When there was no one there, I saw a bag on the ground next to the reclining chair. It looked like the school bag, and there was a few toy straps hanging from it. There were ghetto froggies, like the one Nanami showed me yesterday. There were 3 of them in total. Guess they really are popular. Alright, happy 4th, Mr. Rip. 95 today. Well, whatever. Wasn't like I cared either way. Besides, if the person came back and caught me staring, they might have taken me for a pervert or a thief. Realizing that, I decided to just go and get my drink. However, right as I went to leave, I got a glimpse of the text on their monitor, and I froze. All things New Gen. It wasn't if it was written in the most sickening font, as if it was trying to freak me out. New Gen. I'm deliberately avoiding any and all info about those cases. I didn't want to know anything more about them. As long as I kept avoiding them, I keep telling myself they had nothing to do with me. Now forget about that. More importantly, the customers next door to me was looking at a site lining out everything about New Gen. It was just a coincidence, or did it mean something? For a moment, the face of the demon girl flashed through my mind, sending goosebumps across my entire body. I shook my head violently, trying to force those horrible thoughts away. Just overthinking it. Yeah, it had to be. Nobody was out to get me. I was being paranoid. New Gen was all about. It's pretty much all the media talked about lately. But but anyone would be interested in it. That's all it was. Yep, no doubt about it. Anyway, I should just go get my drink already and then get back to business. I placed my cup out of the dispenser and pressed the cola button. Delicious ice cold cola started pouring out. It was getting dark outside, which meant this place was going to get really crowded soon. There were already a few customers standing by the front desk, waiting to be shown to their rooms. The darker got, more people would show up. In about an hour or so, all the rooms would be surrounded, room 37 would fill up. Once that happens, it'd be time for me to head home. I took my cup and headed back towards my seat. And I casually glanced in the hall towards the bathrooms. That's when... Nope, it's her again. Saw a girl's figure disappear into the corridor. She'd been wearing this sume uniform and glasses on her face. I recognized her. The same girl had been tailing me this morning. Girl A. Or I might have been mistaken. I hid behind some bookshelves and looked towards that corridor for a while, but she never showed up again. Maybe it was just my imagination. It had to be. I'd only seen her for half a second after all. This place was typically swimming with sume girls, and plenty of them wore glasses. What if it had been Girl A? She was here. What would that mean? Was it just a coincidence? It followed me? I was starting to get a little scared. I left the cafe and started rushing back to my base. In the end, my anxiety had been too much to handle, and I left almost immediately after I saw the girl. I wanted to get home as soon as possible, but the crowded sidewalks were slowing me down. I was feeling sicker and sicker by the minute. I hated crowds. I always felt like people were watching me and snickering. It's a neat similar, basically. Good to see you burst. Red pedestrian signals stopped me in my tracks. When I waited for the light to change again, I couldn't help but take a quick look around. I didn't see Girl A anywhere. I reached the top of the Dogenzaka. Walking got a little easier. Usually I would take the least crowded way back, but... Oh! What had happened 2 nights ago, I figured I should stick to the main streets, just to be safe. I don't know if the guy was killed. I stuck at the red light again so I could not look behind me, but Girl A was still nowhere to be found. The girl I'd seen at Cafe might have been a different person after all. Being a bit relieved, I let my tent soldiers relax a little, then turned back around. Dun dun! Huh? Should I positive or negative? We're doing neither. Neither is an option too. I took a step back. On the side of the crosswalk, standing amongst the crowd waiting for the light to change, was the girl. To make matters worse, the gaze beyond those glasses was clearly pointed straight at me. She didn't even try to look away. My eyes were so intense that it urged me to do something. Couldn't take my eyes off her either. It was like I was suffering from sleep paralysis. Suddenly, Girl A opened her mouth. She seemed like she was trying to say something. Everything else was so loud, there was no way I could hear what she was saying. Completely entranced. All I could do was stare at movements of her lips. Whose eyes are those eyes? Oh no, not that again. Turned down my spine. There's no way she just said that. Must have been my imagination. I stuck to lip reading anyways. Maybe I just gotten it wrong. Shook my head, trying hard to look away from her. Either way, Girl A definitely said something. Whatever it was incredibly creepy, especially considering the two of us just never met before. I need to stay away from her. Just run. Just run straight home. Run. Oops. So it's anime scene. Weaving my weak, withering heart into shape, I broke into a sprint. I ran back down Dogenzaka. Then I put as much distance between me and Girl A as I could. On the way, I tried to enter a back alley. Uh-oh. As I crashed into something and toppled over. Pain shot through my entire body. I groaned, not fully understanding what had just happened. The pain was so bad I could hardly stand. Hit a guy on a bike? Looking up, I saw a big motor scooter lying on the ground. That's what I wanted to run into. I gritted my teeth and tried to force myself to my feet, but my legs just weren't able to hold me up. I didn't seem like I'd broken any bones, at least.
大丈夫ですか?
It was the girl with the glasses. Right in front of me. She peered in my face full of concern. What the hell is up with this girl? Body wouldn't move. Smallest anime voice. Pathetic as it sounded, says I was scared shitless. I had no idea what to do. And I'd been to catch a train ride to Shinsen and get home that way, but now I was starting to regret my life choices.
怪我してませんか?
I only asked timidly. Was she acting all worried so I would drop my guard? Won't fool me, I won't fall for tricks, you 3D wench.
なんなんだよ。
え?
ついてくるなよ。僕に何の用だ。
Lash out a Girl A who just stood there in surprise. I tried scuttling backwards to make some distance, but it still flat on my ass. Sub-Zero. I didn't get away from her. She'd reach into her jacket, pull out a knife, and jump me. That was my thought process anyways. There's some scene flashed in my mind over and over. All I could think was, that's how I'll end up. Hung her head, a little hurt.
あなたが急に走り出して、様子を見に来たら倒れてたので、心配で。でも、今は用事とかあるわけじゃないんですが、
Anything from me? What? Make any sense?
じゃあ、なんで付きまとってくるんだ。
それは、
Flustered. Couldn't get over how suspicious she was acting.
私、楠木ゆあって言います。
Yua. A rare name. But he asked her to, but she suddenly started introducing herself anyways.
実は、あなたのこと、一目見て、なんとなく存在が気になって。
What the hell? He's a
それ
stalker.
で、つい。
She just instinctively started stalking me? The girl whose name was Yua, apparently, kept lowering her gaze as she talked.
ごめんなさい。
Bowed her head vigorously. No way, that was the only thing on my mind. Taking another look at her, this Yua girl was pretty cute. I had to give her that much at least. That was exactly why I couldn't trust her. A girl who wanted to interact with me with good intentions? What kind of eroge was this? My whole life, nobody ever said anything like that to me. There's no way I could take her confession seriously. It was just way too out of left field. Did you think I'd be jumping for joy or something? Did she forget she'd been stalking me until now? Sure, that kind of thing might work in 2D world, but IRL was certified boner killer. Also, this whole situation was really embarrassing. All I wanted to was get out of here ASAP. Just talking to made me anxious. 3D was really total dog shit.
僕は3次元に興味はないよ。
3次元. Know what Sanjiden means?
いや、
Started when I tried to say something harsh. I had to be clear. Don't fall anymore. I don't like it.
迷惑だよ。付きまとわないでよ。
What? 3D? Oh, 3D means like real people. And this guy's like total weeb. He's just into like, anime girls and stuff like that. He's into anime waifus. Sort of looked disheartened. Maybe she'd actually meant it. Don't fall for it. You can't trust anything about 3D women. You only trust 2D. Trust Seira-tan far more than this harlot. Mei Seira. I'm just kidding. Another anime character.
Don't
follow me anymore. Wait. Mumbled incoherently, I tried as hard as I could to stand up, but I struggled. My body was still hurting all over the place. My collarbone in particular was being a real bitch. Pain was making me feel kind of dizzy. What's up, Pseudo? He's not as confident as him. Going is much cooler. I hit my head when I'd fallen down earlier. I almost fell over again, but Yua caught my hand and stopped me. I tried really hard not to make eye contact. I could feel my face turning bright red. She's definitely making fun of me if she'd definitely make fun of me if she noticed, so I turned away and forcefully shook her hand off. My mind was total blank. I hardly have ever touched a female before, except family members, of course. My heart was beating out of my chest.
あなたが怪我したのは、私が付きまとっちゃったせいですから。だから、送らせてください。
Really happy when you asked me that. I wasn't really used to being treated kindly by others. Every the 3D woman I had interacted with before was utterly vile, but this girl was actually starting to warm up to her a little bit. I didn't have the courage to look her straight in the eye. I mean, she had been stalking me. She also might have been related to the demon girl. I didn't want to die. All sorts of thoughts flew through my head, but I couldn't focus on any single one of them. My mind was a total blur.
お家どこですか?
What? You mean my shipping container that I live in? What are you talking about?
深セン。
深セン?
Nodded before instantly regretting it. Why the hell did I told her that? Was I expecting something to happen if I did? Must be one of my delusions. The karma put me in luck streak, so you just beat me down later. You seen the cliche in anime? There's been some sort of death flag. Look at the death flag. I got oh my gosh. All Christians out there. If you for the win. Dojinshi, the small little mangas, can be pornographic. Up to date here. What's his diagnosis? Shit. Other weird stuff. God, oh God, oh God, oh God. Before I knew it, Yua was trying her best to prop me up with her shoulders. Her soft body was tightly pressed against mine. I could smell a sweet scent coming from her long hair. What's up, Pink Spike? I know, it does look like a weed leaf. This couldn't be real. There's no way 3D girl was being this nice to me.
歩けますか?
Not in response.
じゃあ、行きましょう。
It's a weird game, that's for sure. Ikimashou. Voice almost sounded nervous. Then with my head pointed down at the ground, I slowly started to walk. Done so much for me at this point, I couldn't turn her down or shake her off anymore. I was out of options. I let her do as she pleased. Leaning on our delicate shoulder for support, the two of us got moving. The second I bring up anime or video games, she'd automatically go, ew, what a freak. It's like every other 3D girl. She wouldn't even bother listening or trying to understand. My point of view, there's no point in talking to bitches like that.
ここでもういいから。
That's what I said when I was in the taxi cab. ここでいいから. Here's fine. He said it here too, so I knew I got it right. The Urgo was about all I could muster. I looked at Yua to make sure she understood it. Gave me a gentle nod in response and moved her arm from under me. I was still a little unstable, but I managed to stay upright.
やっぱり、お部屋まで ついていきましょうか。
What? A shipping container? No. Yeah, no, it's not a good word to describe women, yeah. Oh, yeah. Your character, this guy's like, he's like super big MMORPG guy. So he's like, you know, online he's like super good at there, but then in real life he's like, you know, he has a shelf full of anime waifus. Let's just leave it at that. Don't look at the shelves behind me. Ignore those. Ignore just to walk towards the lobby. Say lobby. Listen, your entry to the elevator halls. Till the moment I lifted my foot, tried climbing the small staircase leading up to it. Sharp pain ran through me. I nearly fell all over again.
大丈夫ですか?
You rushed over to support me. Damn it, why was she still here?
やっぱり部屋まで送ります。絶対送りますから。
She sounded almost desperate. No! Not my shipping container. I had to admit it, but you had been a big help. At the end, she'd take me all the way back to my base. Get there first, you had to go all the way up to the 8th floor, then take a steep flight of emergency stairs to the roof. In the current state, there was no way I could have ever possibly managed that alone. Cigarettes, yeah. Yo wasn't strong in any sense of the word. She was very clearly running on fumes. She helped me all the way up the stairs if her life depended on it.
こんなところに住んでるんですね。
Who was left speechless when she saw my container house. No surprise there. Normal people would probably never believe someone could live in a container.
なんか、憧れます。
What the hell's going on here? The shipping container. Can't you see on boats? What do you...
アウトローな感じがしていいですよね。こういうのって。
Ugh. I didn't put graffiti on the outside. Just a plain shipping container. I thought you'd say something like that. Was she trying to flatter me or something? You won't fool me, wench. I will never fall for 3D girl's tricks. You was still propping me up. We walked up to the container door, removed the padlock, and stepped inside. Whew, it's finally back. Today was another total catastrophe. This is why you really couldn't beat staying indoors.
真っ暗ですね。電気のスイッチはどこに?
No lights in here. Did she really not have any shame just coming into my room like this? I mean, to be fair, she had brought me all the way up here on her shoulder. Really didn't want her to see the rest of my room if I could help it. And I had dozens upon dozens of figures lined up on the shelves, piles of eroge boxes on my bed, and trash all over the floor.
もういいから、話して。
I said that I waited for her to let me go, but she didn't budge.
床、すごく散らかって、じゃなくて、歩きにくいと思うんですけど、絶対危ないです。ソファーまで行きましょう。そこで話しますから。
What's going on in this game? Am I getting in trouble for Twitch? And I just kept on doing whatever she said. The couch was covered in CDs and magazines, but you quickly cleared them out of the way, because quickly as she could while it's still holding me up anyway. As soon as she was finished, I sat right down. Man, she's just so sweet and caring. Wait, what am I saying? I'm not going to fall for it. I'm not.
平気ですか?
Two of us were all alone in my room. It was almost pitch black, save for the tiny bit of moonlight shining through the open doorway. As a result, I couldn't tell what sort of expression you had on her face. On the bright side, though, hearing her go breathe in the dark was pretty hot. Come to think of it, it was the first time anyone aside from my little sister had ever been seen inside my room. Which was the first time I had an actual girl up in here. If this were a game, I would have tripped some sort of flag. After that, we would have turned romantic, and before you knew it, we'd be all over each other. That said, I wasn't expecting anything like that. Reality was complete and utter shit. It was nothing like the 2D world. Besides, this Yua girl wasn't normal. She was a stalker, so yeah. Wait, why was she still here? Shonen Jump, yeah. How long was she planning on staying? Her job was done. Why shouldn't she be leaving now? It hit me. No, wait. Was her plan to get me alone in an isolated spot and then do something horrible to me?
明かりのスイッチは?
明かりのスイッチは?
パソコンの。
パソコンです。
パソコン?
The light source in the room was the desk lamp by my PC. I wanted to tell her to turn that lamp on, but I couldn't get the words out.
そうか。デスクライトですね。
What? She knew that's the only lamp in the room is my desk light? Yua carefully made her way to my computer desk, avoiding all the garbage on her feet, then turned on the lamp. And there was light. I must have put all sorts of embarrassing ideas and delusions in my head. Now that I could see Yua's face clearly, all those fantasies made it hard to look her in the eye without getting even more embarrassed than I already was. Panicked, I couldn't get any more words out, so I just kept my head down. Shouted so suddenly that goosebumps shot across my skin. Her gaze pointed straight at the Seira-tan figure next to my monitor. I was tracking her favorite sexy pose.
これって、プラチューのセイラちゃんですよね。
No! You also like Blood Tune?
知ってるの？
はい。プラチューは大好きで、毎週見てます。
What is this? My response.
セイラちゃんがお好きなんですね。私もヒロインの中では彼女が一番好きなんですよ。衣装も可愛いですし。
I call her Seira-tan. She's my waifu. Her voice was full of joy. She's clearly speaking genuinely. There was no way she would just try to trick me. Who would have thought? Could Yua be a...
不女子。
Yes. Otaku girl? Female otaku, yep. Just look at that. It's an interest in yaoi. Look into the... other stuff.
あ、うん。
Just look, maybe she just liked the anime.
あれ、フィギュアって言うんですよね。ちょっと見せてもらってもいいですか？
Oh, you don't know what a figure is?
すみません。
Wait, this is the late 2000s. They're actually pretty rare back then. Super rare.
帰った方がいいですよね。
Bowed repeatedly, clearly flustered.
見ていいよ。
Didn't say anything. I didn't enjoy her laying the praise of my waifus, so I might as well be a little nice to her.
本当ですか？ありがとうございます。
Yua took Seira in her hands, started inspecting her closely.
それは山陽堂版の覚醒前バージョンなんだ。セーラフィギュアはいくつか種類が出てるけど、最初に出たやつ。
へー。
あんまりクオリティは高くないよ。顔とか微妙に崩れてるし、ポーズも平凡すぎてあんまりエロくないし。
Oh, it's a movable figure.
でも服の胸元部分をキャストオフできるのは今のところそれだけなんだ。
Can't stop figure. That was nudity. Into that, these are like, so this game they're like super new.
胸元？
ちなみに僕はセーラフィギュアは4種類全部揃えてるよ。そっちの棚に制服バージョンとメイドバージョン、あと水着バージョンがある。
I got the maid version and the swimsuit version.
そんなに種類がすごいですね。
一番評価が高いのはメイドバージョンなんだけど、個人的には水着バージョンも悪くないよ。
メイドバージョン。Version's good too, though.
そうなんですか。見てみたいですね。
No.
でも、ちょっと暗くて。
They're covered in stains of some sort.
もうすぐアルファから待望の覚醒後バージョンが出るんだけど、これはかなりクオリティ高そうなんだ。キャストオフも胸元だけじゃなくてほぼ全身可能だっていうし、表情もポーズも質感も言うことなしだね。
Greatest naked figure of all time.
あとはカラーさえバッチリなら今年発売されたフィギュアの中でも MVP 候補だよ。
Figure of the year.
アルファ？
メーカーだよ、フィギュアの。
ああ、なるほど。
He turned on now? When they realized what I'd done, I got my mouth shut. I've been rambling on for way too long. This guy's scaring you. I got off for a tangent about goddamn anime girl figures. Movable pieces, sexy poses. I look like a total idiot to you. I don't know what sort of face she was making, but I couldn't bring myself to look at her. Either way, though, it was obvious. It's not as a total human trash. What a panicky my heart was beating out of my chest. I tried to avert my gaze as far away as I could. That's when she called out to me, and I reflexively turned back to look at her. Expression, it wasn't actually full of horror and disgust like I'd expected.
さっき言っていた戦闘バージョンとかメイドバージョンも見せてもらっていいですか?
Combat version and the maid version. Now!
そっちの棚に。
Don't look at the shelf. Totally baffled, there wasn't a hint of anything on her face other than a wide, bright smile.
すごいですね。こんなにたくさん。
Her eyes were sparkling as she looked at my shelves full of figures. No way. Actually, 3D women who weren't disgusted by this stuff? It's been a 1 in a billion chance, but I suppose there were billions of people in the world.
メイドセイラちゃんってこれですね。ふむふむ。アニメの印象とはちょっと違うけど、すごく可愛いです。
This is a maid in the show?
下着までちゃんと作り込んであるんだ。こういうの実物で見たのは初めてですけど、いいですね。私も買ってみようかな。
Now she wants one.
だったら、覚醒後バージョンを予約した方がいいよ。あれは絶対おすすめだから。
そうですね。あなたの話を聞いていたら、その覚醒後バージョンは本気で欲しくなりました。覚醒後って12話のあのシーンのことですよね。
Oh my god, she knows episodes by numbers. This isn't good.
よく知ってますな、お主。かなりのマニアですな。
Episode 37, scene 3, where she bends over. Okay, anyways.
はい、好きですから。特にあの時の覚醒シーンは毎日録画したものを見返してます。
Oh no.
あのシーンって演出と作画宮地なんだ。だからクオリティ高くて当然。
Miyagi.
宮地
Mr. Miyagi. So stupid.
そういう神クリエイターがいるんだ。あの人の演出はマジで神だよ。アットちゃんの実況版でも神来たってなるし。
What he said? He didn't say that. How do you make it play the thing that just happened? Go forward to go backwards, so they're saying?
そうなんですか。
そういう神クリエイターがいるんだ。あの人の演出はマジで神だよ。アットちゃんの実況版でも神来たってなるし。
I don't know what he said there at all at the end.
すごく知識が豊富なんですね。私、スタッフが誰かなんてまるで気にしてませんでした。
監督と演出と脚本はチェックしとくといいよ。特に新作なんかはそれを調べるだけで内容の良し悪しが大体予測できるし。
Smart.
わかりました。今度からそうしてみますね。
So that she turned to face me with another lovely smile. Did a girl smile. I never thought I'd see the kind of eroge stuff happen IRL, let alone to me. Usually 3D women, including my little sister, only ever smiled when they were making fun of me. There was some kind of catch. There was just no other explanation. It was Seiya Tana told me. Well then, you can't trust anyone. Listen to anything anyone says.
こんなこと聞いていいかどうかわからないんですけど。
What? Like those annoying sounds, yeah.
何?
You got all shy out of nowhere. She was looking down and avoiding eye contact.
聞かせてもらってもいいでしょうか。あなたのお名前。
What? No, oh yeah.
名前?
Mentioned that you had introduced yourself to me, but I never returned the favor.
西条匠。
Varys, weakly mumbling it out.
西条匠くんですね。何年生?
Nensei? Nensei?
あ、2年。
2年生。Second year.
私は3年。
3年。
私の方が年上さんですね。
This is music. Positive or negative now? Positive. Man, I was getting dizzy from how moe that sounded. You would be the kind of older sister type? Damn it. Trying to seduce me and shit? This woman was dangerous. Must be up to something.
それで、西条くんにお願いがあるんです。
What? Seriously?
私、あなたのことが好きなんです。
What? Everything's all wavy all of a sudden?
ずっと西条くんのこと見てました。
Oh.
もう、見てるだけじゃ嫌なんです。
My guy delusional. He's looking all weird again. Yua's face turned bright right after the sudden confession. She probably started undressing. Oh. But no! I was so bewildered I could hardly bring myself to even peek at her. When I did, she wasn't just taking off her top, but also her skirt. Her underwear flickered in and out of sight beneath her hem of her blouse. It was black. Well, despite being clearly embarrassed, sure was a huge turn-on for me, but things were happening so suddenly my mind could hardly keep up. I my tongue just to swallow saliva that built up my mouth. Next, we started filling with the buttons on her blouse. She was undoing them one by one, top to bottom. Why does she have a swimsuit on? For some reason underneath it, she was wearing a complete competition swimsuit. It was a high-leg swimsuit. It was skin-tight, but pressed on her body. A little bit of her thighs smelled over the edges. Those dark-colored panties I caught her glimpse of were actually a swimsuit. How did the girl this timid have boobs this huge? Another thing, she didn't take her knee-high socks off. Good job, Yua. That's the right choice. But
私のこと好きにしてください。
what the hell's going on?
めちゃくちゃにしていいですから。
Shisenko, yeah. I'm speechless. Pretty strange for a 3-year-old to say all this stuff to a guy she just met. No single girl do that. Sure, it was sexy, but it wasn't even remotely moe. Sense of reason threatened to completely shatter right then and there. Struggled desperately to keep it contained.
だが断る。
Oh, tripping out. Lost my usual delusions, Yua suddenly had a huge fall and landed flat on her rear. She rubbed her butt while on the verge of tears. Was she...
すみません。CD を踏んづけちゃったみたいです。ケース割れたかも。本当にごめんなさい。
僕 CD。
私、きちんと片付けますから。
いいよ。
Get out of here already, you've done enough. What the hell was that request you mentioned earlier? We started cleaning up the trash and CD cases lying over the floor, even though I told her that she didn't have to. Being so apologetic almost made me feel guilty, like I did something wrong.
じゃあ、足の踏み場だけでも、確保させてください。すいません。その後で、お願い言いますから。
Reminds me of your mom. What the hell? Not caring in the slightest about what may cause problems for other people. She was trained doing whatever she pleased. Typical meddler. In that case, I should probably start helping her, shouldn't I? Both reach for a piece of trash at the same time. Our hands would touch, and we'll say, ah! And we stare in each other's eyes, just soaking in the glow of the moment, right? Wrong. What do you think this is, some kind of rom-com? No way in hell was I helping her. In the middle of piling up magazines, we suddenly stopped. Her back was turned, so I couldn't tell what she just picked up.
いえ、気にしないでください。
What was she getting so nervous about? Something about it made me suspicious. To think of it, she was essentially ransacking my room at this point. I was trying to steal something. She was thinking I had so many figures, I would notice if one went missing? Little did she know she was dead wrong. I perfectly memorized every single waifu on that shelf. Even a single one went missing, I'd be able to tell in a nanosecond.
フィギュアには触らないでね。
はい。いえ、違うんです。村中の同人誌っていうんですか？それが落ちてまして。
Right.
ちょっと中身を見てみたら。
So So I'm into blood-toon porn also. What are you gonna do about it? My blood-toon doujins? Shit, they're up. Oh, I was right.
すごかったのでびっくりしました。
勝手に見ないでよ。
すいません。
He began tighten up again, nervous as ever. Shortly after, she cleared up a space to sit down, then turned towards me.
それでさっき言ったお願いですけど。
Finally, I gulped and instinctively braced myself for impact.
さっき言ったフィギュアの予約一緒に行ってもらえませんか？
Get a figure together? What?
私そういうアニメショップみたいなところって今まで行ったことなくて。
Order everything online.
私なんだかすごくぶしつけなお願いしてますよね。すいません。私のせいで西条くんは怪我をしたのに。
This is some dangerous territory. I couldn't afford to just blurt out an answer. One hand, you and I had shared interests. Hell, she was even a fan of Seira. I was even very interested in what I had to say, which meant she was someone I could get along with as an otaku. On the other hand, it had to be some sort of trap. There was just no way in hell something like this, something so perfect, would happen to me in real life. It was an eroge cliche, nothing more. Don't let 3D corrupt me. Think, Takumi, think. How could you as true goal be?
すいません。今のお願いは忘れてください。私西条くんがいろいろ話してくれるのが嬉しくて。
Oh. She sat there with her head hung low. Pretty much every 3D girl ever was insanely full of themselves, and meanwhile, this girl was remarkably timid. And there was no way a 3D girl could be so pretty and have a cute personality. Everyone knew that, meaning she had to be faking it. I turned her down, I gathered all my strength, all that power vested in me as a man, and shoot her down. As Yua looked back up at me, I saw tears well up behind her glasses. Hey, was she crying? Was it because I wasn't saying anything? I just made her cry? Oh no, give me a break. What a life or death situation. I never experienced anything like this outside of video games. My heart was pounding out of my chest. I was even starting to feel a little guilty. I'd say that women weaponize their tears, but only now was that really starting to ring true for me. Honestly, I had no clue how to deal with it. I was getting more and more nervous by the second. We can go together, I tried to say, but ultimately I couldn't bring myself to. Because if I did, surely she'd just say something like, ew, this dumbass actually took it seriously, what a freak. Well, persecution complex, but that's how I felt, I just couldn't do it.
無理してくれなくていいです。私のわがままに西条くんを付き合わせるのは良くないですし。
I seemed even more wet than before. I saw a single tear dripping out from the corner of her eye.
行くよ。
言ってもらえるんですか？
No choice but to nod. Couldn't think of any other way to make her stop crying. Still felt like I was stepping right into a trap. You seemed incredibly relieved. She took a deep breath, took off her glasses, and wiped away her tears.
断られて当然だと思ってたのに。西条くん、ありがとうございます。
Huh? She was thanking me? Seemed like I'd been able to stop her from completely breaking down. Maybe I should be the one thanking her. Shit, how'd I get myself into such a mess? Goddamn 3D women, you cannot let your guard down around them.
行くとしたらいつがいいでしょう？
Hold on, where the hell had her sad-looking expression gone? Only a second had passed, she was already looking as happy as a clam. Those really were crocodile tails, weren't they? So she would have won a fucking Academy Award.
セイラちゃんの新しいフィギュアはもうすぐ発売なんですよね。
うん。きっとすぐに完売しちゃうだろうね。
だったら早めに行った方が良さそうですね。明日とか。
According to my schedule, I needed to go to school tomorrow. That made it 3 times this week. And the week after, I'll have to go twice. I feel that tomorrow is going to suck even more than usual. But I already told you I'd go with her. If I tried to change my mind now, she'd start the waterworks all over again. I had no choice here, do I?
わかったよ。
I was incredibly reluctant, but still I agreed. You seemed happy to hear that. She couldn't fool me with that face of hers.
西条くんは何組？明日 放課後に迎えに行きますよ。
B 組。
2年 B 組ですね。じゃあ授業が終わったら待っててください。
Nodded quickly in response, hoping that they'd make her leave faster. Wait, I just made a promise to hang out with a girl? Is this a dream, a delusion? Pinched my cheek to test that theory. Definitely hurt.
それじゃあ長い間お邪魔しちゃってすいませんでした。足もし痛かったらお医者さんに行ってくださいね。
See a doctor.
あ、うん。
Sat on the couch and watched Yua leave. She turned around and waved goodbye, then exited out the front door.
西条くん、また明日。
Mata ashita.
また明日だってさ。しかも手を振ったりして。
Felt like I was about to melt with bliss, so I quickly stiffened back up.
あの女絶対僕に惚れてる。間違いないね。ま、付き合うか付き合わないかは僕に選択肢があるわけだし、あの女を情け容赦なく振ってやるさ。お前は僕の女にふさわしくない。セイラよりいい女になって出直してこい。まあ、一生無理だけどな。何しろセイラは永遠の17歳だからな。みたいな。
Forever 17, damn it. No white negro could ever be better than Seira-tan. Picked up the Seira figure and rubbed her against my cheek. And Seira-tan couldn't have looked happier. He's so alert.
おっと、時間か。今のところテストに出るからな。ちゃんとノート書いておけよ。今日はここまで。起立。礼。
Math teacher, wait, what was his name again? Well, whatever. Teacher left the classroom, that was the end of the classes for the day. Some students started chatting about what they'd go after school. Those who were in clubs gathered with their fellow members and headed for their club rooms. The rest were just getting ready to go home ASAP. I was in the last camp. What's up, Black Star? As soon as the bell rang, I was always the first to pack up and leave. Today, I stayed glued to my seat and avoid eye contact with any of my classmates. My anxiety was killing me. After all, my date with Yua was very soon. A normal, non-video person was that. Losing their mind. I have a date with a girl planned. Hold on a second. They call video games Vidya? What about Gemu? That was the same amount of syllables. But this was me we're talking about, and I couldn't feel any more depressed. Couldn't relax at all. I was feeling physically sick. This would be the first time I'd ever gone on a date with a girl, so I had no clue what to do. Besides, did Yua even show up? Maybe she'd been fucking with me yesterday. She planned on standing me up. She's probably watching from the shadows right now, giggling how gullible I was. Now that I'd thought about it, that honestly might be better than her actually showing up. Wait, did I really have to just sit around waiting? I could just blow her off and go home. Alright, it's settled. Time to head home. We were in different grades anyways, so if I just canceled our date at the last minute, I'd never see her again for the rest of my life. We determined to follow through with that plan. I stood up.
たく、何してんだ?
Out of nowhere, my back fell victim to a hard slap. No one was behind me without even looking. The only guy in the class who ever talked to me. None other than Misumi-kun.
お前帰らないのか? いつもならチャイムが鳴ると同時に消えるのによ。俺密かに匠の音速直帰って名付けてたんだぜ。
もう帰るよ。
誰か待ってるとか。
え?
How the hell did he know?
なんだよ、図星かよ。
どうして?
なんだかやけにそわそわしてたからな。教室の入り口をさっきから何度も気にしてるし。
It's good. The way I probably shouldn't say anything that make you stand out too much. Forget it, Takumi. You gotta be invisible at this school. You gotta blend in like air.
別に誰も待ってないよ。
そうか? だったら今の間はなんだよ。
それは。
Fuck, Misumi-kun wasn't a bad guy, but at times like these he could get really fucking annoying. Take a hint for fuck's sake.
西条くん
Rouge down my spine. Uh-oh. He's here. Slowly turned my head towards the voice. You was standing by the classroom door looking apologetic. Oh god damn it, because of Misumi-kun I lost my chance to escape.
おい、なんだりゃどういうことだ
Misumi-kun looked unusually shocked. In fact, he was literally shaking. Put his arm around my shoulder and gave me a stern look.
おい、タクどういうことか説明しろよお前の彼女か
Kanojo.
違うよ。
How many times have I told you, Misumi-kun, I'm not into 3D?
だったら何なんだよ言っとくが、タクの姉ちゃんとかそういうオチは期待してねえからな引きこもりのくせに何をどうやったらあんないい女と知り合えるんだ
昨日急に付きまとわれて。
そりゃつまりあれか逆難されたってことかこの
He put his hand on his chin, pondered for a moment, and he finally let me go.
そうか世の中には物好きってのもいるんだなけどタクがまともな性癖を持ってたみたいで少し安心したぜ
性癖って
We're already getting it on.
それに彼女とは別に何も
そうかそうか頑張れよタク
He doesn't take me seriously at all. He just got excited all over his own assumptions and slapped me on my back even harder than before. At this point, he was just screwing with me.
安心しろってお前の女を寝取ったりしねえから
だからそういう関係じゃ
ほらさっさと行けよ彼女お待ちかねみたいだぜ
Misumi-kun ordered me to move, so I stumbled over to you. Despite my best efforts, I haven't been able to escape.
迎えに来たの迷惑でした？
いや
Yes, yes, you fucking are. I turned to look at Misumi-kun, but he just grinned and gave me the finger. Honestly, I couldn't tell whether he was trying to pick a fight or cheer me on. I couldn't deal with this shit any longer, so I decided to just hurry up and leave with Yua.
すいません。昨日会ったばかりなのにこんなお願いをしてしまって。
いや
I was so nervous. I was leaving school together with a 3D girl. Was I normie now or what? I always felt like this was all a completely different world from mine. Never would have thought I'd get to experience something like this. I was feeling the intense pressure of Yua's silence. We were just walking side by side, not even talking. Why was it so stressful? To top it all off, I didn't really know who Yua was or what her goal was. So what did she want from an otaku freak like me?
おとといの
いや
Yeah, actually, I got the super rare drop, yeah. The angelic circlet. Started talking to me out of nowhere, so I got surprised, and then that weird sound I'd made just came out. You also seemed really nervous, her expression was so tense. She was older than me, but so how was she still so innocent? I was surprisingly moe. And again, I probably wasn't the best person to be talking about innocence, so I could hardly manage more than a quick sidelong glance at her. I was too embarrassed to take a proper look at her face. Just couldn't do it.
おとといのブラチュー見ましたよね？
うん。
私一箇所だけいまいちよくわからないところがあったんですけど、すすぶくんがセイラちゃんのピンチに駆けつけてきて
Eyes are kind of
助
weird,
けてく
yeah.
れますよね。でもどうしてすすむくんはセイラちゃんが危ないって分かったのかなって。
あれは先週の回に伏線があったんだ。セイラの携帯が鳴ってるシーンが一瞬だけ挿入されてて、着信表示で進むの名前が出てる。
そういえばそんなシーンありましたね。
山田はそういう細かい伏線をあちこちに貼るのが好きなんだ。キンゴルでも似たようなことをやってた。
山田く
You wrote the scene.
キンゴル
Other anime you wrote.
いや、山田っていうのはブラチューの監督の愛称だよ。で、山田がブラチューの前に監督やってたアニメがキンゴル。
へえ。じゃあ山田さんって有名な監督さんなんですね。
まあ僕は好きな方かな。なんでかっていうと、
lecturing you about the various facets of anime when I realized we were already in front of Animate. Time flew by way faster than I'd expected. I myself get carried away and talked way too much. Didn't help that Yua wasn't such a good listener. I paid such close attention while I shared my wisdom. I couldn't help but want to tell her everything I knew, even though I knew I was falling right into her trap. All this, and yet I wasn't even good at talking. This was the first time I'd ever felt this way. I was talking out loud, but it felt like I was chatting online. A strange feeling.
なんだかドキドキしてきました。先に帰ったりしないでくださいね。
うん。
You only got more and more nervous as she went up and spoke to the store employee. It was clear she was out of her comfort zone. All I could do was stand there and watch as she placed the pre-order for the Post-Awakening Seira figure. Post-Awakening version Seira figure. Weren't any opportunities to escape. Yua kept anxiously glancing back at me, so I couldn't budge an inch. That she forced me to look around the store with her. Yua was looking all around with a big grin on her face, saying things like, "Wow, that's not enough money in the world to buy all these figures." Even in the face of all that enthusiasm, just couldn't find it in me to smile back at her. McDonald's. Great, dude. This game gets better and better. So apparently you took the train to school and I had accompanied all the way to the Shinsen station. That is now my new favorite McDonald's knockoff. It's taken over from McDonald's. McDonald's. I mean, I look at her, she was a devious one, all right. Always managed to get away. Always thought making herself look even remotely selfish. Not for a girl. Talk about a wolf in sheep's clothing.
西条くんって携帯は持ってないんですか?
Once we reached the station, Yua suddenly asked me that question. Cell phone? I shook my head weakly.
持ってないんですか。それじゃ連絡が取れないですね。
Yep. Bye.
連絡?
Why the hell would she want to stay in touch? Was she going to demand that I text her about every little thing for the rest of my life?
でも西条くんパソコン持ってましたよね。
It's called Meru. Meru. His email.
私も持ってるからメールアドレスを交換しませんか?
He said it so quick it was hard to hear.
どうして?
そのフィギュアの発売日に取りに行かなくちゃいけませんよね。その時にまた一緒に。まだ一人でアニメ8に行く勇気はないから。
It was good.
それに
It was way too good.
私西条くんと
It's McDonald's. I knew she had her claws in me, but I just couldn't turn her down. I'd look like the bad guy.
もっと
Rudy was the scariest fucking thing in the world.
仲良くなりたいから。
Good response. Let's hang out more. How was she doing this? Was it just because I was bad at talking to people? Or was she just too good? I'm the bad guy. Either way, Yua seemed intent on not leaving until she had my email. At the same time, it's a bed of unease behind those glasses of hers. I practically feel my will to resist draining from my body. There were goosebumps all over my body, shivers running down my spine, but I couldn't run away, and I couldn't turn her down. Definitely something up with Yua. Or she had. It wasn't normal. I couldn't really put into words exactly what it was that bothered me so much. Whatever it was something wasn't right. That ain't right. When I knew it, I turned out a scrap of notebook paper, written down my email address, and handed it to her. Took it, looking happy as can be, then quickly bowed her head and disappeared into the station. Like my soul left my body, I just stood there completely dumbfounded. After 10 minutes passed, I couldn't move an inch. Back online with the participants in this chat room. What do you make of all this? Of her? First, I don't have the slightest clue who I'm talking to. No way she doesn't have ulterior motives or something. Make any sense otherwise. Hey, you listening, Grim? What Aroge is this? I said to Silk Grim about Yua. Figured I might as well. I just got my paranoid on myself. I wouldn't get anywhere. That was the response I'd gotten. Well, not like I blame him. The first time I spoke with Yua, I reacted this exact same way. Proved me to think you'd help, Grim. You're being serious? You actually managed to raise a flag with someone? The way of getting whatever you want, huh? Now, who said they weren't into 2D again? Into 3D again? I like that. Grim's reaction was almost identical to Misumi-kun's. Are they the same person or something? For a turbo version, like you, Nightheart, now that you have a girl, you should leave Otaku-dom and lose your V card. Gotta be careful if you start going down. You heard her, let's talk about my school swimsuit fetish. She'll dump your ass. Use some common sense. What's wrong with school swimsuit fetish? This guy's hope. Little Sailor talks to you. Out of nowhere, I heard Sailor-tan's voice. I sent me a notification sound. Check my email, and the sender's name was Yua.
うわ、早速来た。
Got an email. Just now. There it is. I've never got an email from a 3D girl. I gulped and clicked to open it. Add me to your address book. A lot of fun. It's the first time I go to a store like that, or because you were there. Say hello again tomorrow or something. Yua's grim. Yua's usual elegant superiority shown through the email. Using a lot of emoticons, she gave it a bit of a friendly tone, too. But she thinks like maybe it was because Nishiju-kun was with me, or maybe I was hoping he'd say hello. I'll be able to say hello again tomorrow. It helped feel like she was up to something. Post it now. Tame. Chill the fuck out. Usual greetings and shit. Post it anyways. What's happening? I know, I posted the whole thing. I take my name out each time because I can't know who Nightheart is. I wouldn't stop pestering, so I just gave up, posted the entire email. They sent some me and you as personal information at least. Oh! Look at that lovey-dovey email, you normie scum. Kill yourself. Please take this seriously. There's some kind of trap. You got that tinfoil hat on. Not overthinking it? You just raised a flag with this chick to me. Almost good, the good end already. The good ending. What I mean, there's no way this is real. This could happen to an otaku freak like me? No way. Think a cute girl would try to pick me up IRL? Seriously complimenting your GF already? You quit trolling me for 1 second? You're overthinking it. We're two of a kind, aren't we, Nightheart? No girl girls don't exist anymore. I was fully aware, but it really was just that nice. And I wasn't expecting that. That's exactly what didn't feel right to me. Maybe her stalking went too far. She's kind of hot. She really likes you. She likes anime. If a girl exists, not for us otaku. Might not be so bad. No, just scratch that. That's exactly what I wanted. You made the first move. Don't ruin it with your degenerate shit. I'm not into 3D. Say that, but you really want to go out with her.
そうだけど。
You want to de-otakufy yourself. Now's your chance. Congrats, you're popular now. Won't last long. Won't let it go to waste. I'm going to attack. Just be Nightheart IRL. You can do it. I could just do it. I wouldn't be going through so much turmoil. I realized something when I was talking with Yua the other day. Sure, there was a couple of moments where I had fun or felt happy, but aside from that, I just felt annoyed and completely exhausted. That was what I had to go through with every IRL interaction. Honestly, I'll just live in the 2D world. I could do whatever I wanted. That's why I decided not to reply to Yua's email. Oops. Didn't look like I had a choice there. Okay, what is this? Alright, let's stop here. Seems to have taken that was probably the end of a chapter. The little dissolve thing. Alright, my throat's starting to hurt. This 3 hours of blabbing is getting to me. Should put this in somewhere else. Don't confuse this with my ones that are right choices. Delete this. And oh. All right. All right. Cool game. A little bit crazy. I'll be back to play more of this on let's see. There we go. More of this on Monday next. That'll be at let's see. Around 11 a.m. Pacific time. Definitely come back to that if you can. Yeah, this is a pretty cool game. I mean, it's definitely really interesting. Doesn't seem to have to do with too much with science yet, which is a weird thing I'm kind of waiting for, but it could definitely go in that direction. I mean, it's definitely really odd. Everybody have a great day, or a great weekend, great 4th of July. Let me get out of this. Yeah, definitely come back. Let's see, tomorrow, of course, for some more wrestling. That'll be at 4 p.m. Pacific time, 7 p.m. Eastern time for some Japanese women's wrestling, Joshi wrestling. And this game I'll play it again on Monday, 11 a.m., then I'm probably going to Wednesday. Monday, Wednesdays, and Saturdays, basically. At 11 a.m. Pacific time, 2 p.m. Eastern time. Gotta quit out of Steam here. Let's find someone to raid too. Where's the music and where's the... Hold on. I gotta do all these things. Alright, let's find someone to raid. Just the mods, there we go. There's always be credits because the bot's always here. Alright. Who is there? There's a good Pete. Definitely rate him. It's old school wrestling review. That is pretty much it. Old school wrestling review there. I think so. Alright, let's go rate him. We've been watching a really old episode of TNA. TNA 81, my god. I'm trying to remember if it was good or bad here. Like P.D. Williams? Oh, wait, I'm not sure who these people are. Oh, it's paused. Alright. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. Have a good 4th of July. Oh, sorry, end of everything. Definitely come back again tomorrow, of course, for some more Joshi wrestling. We should have some core or some stardom to get to by then. So have a good one. Hope to see you again soon. Say hello, say goodbye.
Like, it was a cheap weekend. I think it cost like a... You did 2 training sessions where you're 19-second sessions with Jimmy Havoc. I was talking to people after I just never came back. DJ!